Greetings, traveler. You've just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast. But fear not, for this is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. No, I'm afraid this has all been planned. Predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us as we find our way together, for you are among friends.
And family.
Hey, there we go.
It's like Olive
Jeff
Garden.
is back.
I think
He's
yeah.
back.
Fast and the Furious movie.
I love it.
You know, what's it? What Jeff? When you hear your family, is that how it goes? Is that?
Yeah,
I
Olive
think
Garden
that's our
stole it from
catchphrase, isn't it? I'm
Or
sorry.
we don't.
We're here, we're family.
We don't. We hit them all out. We don't miss, and we have family and friends.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay.
Is it
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. We don't miss, right?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I
Wait,
thought it was
we.
24.
Oh, they don't either.
They don't, yeah. No, that's a good point. No, they don't miss. You know what also?
No, that's right. That is 824.
69 degrees in Louisiana tonight with a high of 76 and a low of 66. So they haven't quite hit that low in Louisiana tonight. Tomorrow, there's a 50% chance of precip this evening and a 40% chance of precip tomorrow. So if you're in the Louisiana area tomorrow, make sure you bring your slickers with you and perhaps an umbrella, because there's a chance of a gully washer. You never know.
Some good information, Jeff. I hope you're listening, because it might be helpful.
It was a wet one today. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
Hell yeah, dude. No,
Heck yeah.
Jeff's like, he's actually not wrong for once. You can't hate on
It's
him.
been a sunny day, but I'll tell you what, and it was a wet one here too.
Oh.
Ski.
You know, before...
It's like, what's that? Wait, what?
So Jeff, this week's movies, we're going through the 1990s, you know. So, but before we get into that, today when I was working, I had a thought, like, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny? I just imagined if you heard some of the most popular lines, like in movies that we know, but they were coming from like a Cambodian guy.
Okay, could you do a Cambodian voice to have an idea what that
like,
sounds like?
I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Okay, I gotcha.
Oh,
Very
like,
succinct, like
I'll be back.
yeah, it's like
Instead
a
of
very
I'll be
succinct,
back.
almost like
Yeah.
a gas station guy, but even tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do feel lucky, punk?
Okay.
Do feel lucky, punk? Huh? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. What's another movie you thought of?
I don't know.
Or you could just say "Make My Day." You know, go ahead.
Make my day.
That's good.
Say the first rule of Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club, you know, talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk Fight Club.
All right, I like it. We're really good at test
My
culture.
Cambodian's not good, but I worked with.
No,
a
it's
Cambodian dude.
fine.
This is
I'm happy.
super
This
offensive.
is.
Oh, I mean,
well,
no,
no.
come on.
See, that's like, because for me it's not offensive, but I think that whole exercise is going to be a good barometer on the current state of culture to see if there's any reaction to it in any way at all. Because it's not hateful. There's nothing wrong with trying to I wanted to know what it sounds like, and there's nothing wrong with trying to imitate an accent. So we'll
Just
see.
imagine that. Do feel lucky, punk?
I don't. I don't.
I'll be back.
So
I'll be back.
yeah. The way it ends with the question, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I just had that idea. So either way,
No,
let's
yeah,
get into
that's
1990.
fun. No, that's you might have to. You might have to be back throughout the night.
Right. I was frozen today. Fucking Suburban Commando.
Oh yeah,
Fucking,
I was frozen today.
I was frozen today.
Oh shit.
It's good, Jeff.
All right. So, oh wait, shit. You know what? Honorable mention. I actually.
You recorded yourself doing this?
Who, me?
That's how you
Me?
rehearse.
No.
Yes, you.
Did I record
that-
myself? Or
What
Oh,
was that?
he's always doing other stuff on his
what
phone.
was what? No, I pulled something up. I was about to read
Yeah.
off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, because
no,
I'm recording him right now,
no,
so
Matt's
that covers it.
recording us. Yeah. No.
You're good.
No, I pulled my
No.
phone up to read
Lily,
something.
oh, she's trying to work.
So
for
shout out to my mom. My mom shared something with me that was pretty cool.
Gina!
actually. Gina, shout out. But she said
Gina.
apparently Keanu Reeves charged $39,000 per word of dialogue, and John Wick to force them to write less dialogue. He spoke an average of 500 words in each of these first 3 John Wick films. He felt this was too much, and he wanted his character to speak through action and not words. So in John Wick 4, he charged them per word and was paid $15 million for 380 words spoken. The strategy worked as John Wick 4 is the best reviewed movie in the franchise with 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Cool.
Which we don't credit.
So
That's cool. It's
took a
cool.
page out
Cool
of-
little piece of information.
Maybe not.
Page out of Nipsey Hussle's book.
But either way,
R.I.P.
he was like, I don't
I
want
love
to
that.
have a lot of dialogue.
Action
So
is everything, and words mean shit.
Yep.
it's like, yeah, I thought that was interesting, right? It's like
I
he
got a lot
pretty
of
much
respect
had
for
him cut
Keanu and a lot of
down.
things he's done, even with Matrix. The way he took less just to have things like it's cool. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
We'll get him on. We'll get him on.
Yeah. After we,
Have to
go through these movies from 1990, which I have. Oh,
The
and by,
film
the fuck we're gonna
By
get
the
him
way,
on?
I have-
They paid him how much to say how many words? Fuck, we
nine
gonna get him on?
1,990 words.
So I
dollars.
have. By the way, a quick note. I have all my shit on my phone, and I don't know if you saw some guy commented. I don't know if it's still there because Instagram will kick them off.
Oh, is
pretty
this the
quick,
same one
bad
from
comments.
before?
No, it's a
We got
different
more
one.
hate mail.
The different one.
That's exciting.
So on the last when we were doing the Dead Zone, when we were doing the Dead Zone one or whatever, this guy commented and said something about he
So
said
you don't think it's turning
about
more if I
me.
look?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
So he said something about me, and he was like, he said, oh yeah, because that was it. I had my phone out because I was going through about to list my next pick after the
Right.
Dead Zone, and he was like, lazy fuck can't stay off his phone for 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay,
that's
okay,
great.
dude. And then it was like, but it was hidden, so you couldn't see it initially. It's like it was doing some weird shit again.
Hey.
So I think Instagram automatically, it's like,
Bless you.
There you go.
Maybe there's a setting we can do that just allows all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I could care less, but I'm like, well, I have my shit.
Because I'll
on my
take
fucking
one
phone,
comment
but okay.
every day of the week. I don't
Yeah.
care what it is.
Yeah.
Unless it was
You guys fucking suck.
Yeah, dude. I'm
It's
like, okay, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like,
everybody likes it.
dude,
got
thank
my
you for
list on my
actually
phone.
So what we're saying is Matt made a spoof account to talk shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. That'd be hilarious.
I think it was fucking Jackson.
Your
Art
fucking
Nord
phone.
Kemi.
It was Jackson.
I think Art. That's thank you for that, Jeff. That's actually it's good thinking.
So here we
He's about to- these guys are fucking lame. Am I right? One like equals yeah.
So the
Yeah.
year is 1990, and my first pick for the year of 1990 is Dances with Wolves, because who doesn't love Kevin Costner and Wolves?
All right. And
The 3-hour film.
all right.
As are
Tell
many
me specifically
Kevin
if you want
Costner
me to
movies.
trailer or not.
You don't have to
Okay,
trailer
cool.
that. It's Dances with
Yeah,
Wolves.
that's a good
We
one.
know what that one's
Yeah,
about.
everybody's.
I didn't see. Yeah, that's
the
good.
next
You
one.
didn't see?
No, I did. No, I've seen it. I've seen it. I was just I've seen it. I was talking about how long it took me to see it, but I think I
Oh,
was
yeah.
probably over 20 whenever I
say, it
actually
probably
saw
took
it.
about
Yeah,
3
it's
hours
a
to
long-
see
You have
it.
to commit to it.
Oh yeah, no,
3
it's
hours.
We
it's a whole
dodged it.
fucking thing.
No,
All right, and then the next one.
Oh, shit,
You don't
I
have to
shouldn't
pull
be
up
responding on
a.
there.
You don't have to pull up a trailer unless it tickles somebody's fancy. Kindergarten Cop.
Love it.
What a great.
got a headache
movie,
and
right?
it's not a
It's
tumor.
not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Isn't this the one where the
It's
the
not
kid,
a tumor.
So Ludacris even
this the
used the
one-
line from this in the song.
It's not like Toma.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, but sorry, what are you
Into
asking
the
about it specifically
chopper.
though?
Huh?
You're gonna ask a question about it specifically before we cutting you off.
Isn't this the movie where the kid was like, "Boys have penises, girls have vaginas"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
that's
some good
problematic.
information.
Yeah, it is.
That's problematic.
That
Today.
is.
Well,
not anymore.
Not anymore. It was up
man.
until
That
about
changed.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Poking holes. It used to be.
Yeah.
So what?
It used to be the Gulf of Mexico.
He said, "Don't go poking holes." I think
Yeah,
that's
that's what
precisely
he
what they're
said.
doing.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
honestly,
that was the
we
problem.
live in
Not in kindergarten.
quite possibly the most confusing time to live. It's just
But
It
confusing.
is confusing.
Yeah, well, that's
It
by
is
very
design.
confusing.
To blur the
That's
lines
usually
between everything. You
that's
convince
usually
anybody
happened
of
right before the
anything.
fall of any civilization.
Sounds good to me.
So the next
And the
movie on
rise
this
of an
list,
empire.
which I would love a fucking
Trailer?
a trailer for.
Finished each other's trailer sandwiches.
Quigley Down Under. I love this movie. Tom Selleck.
shit.
Tom Selleck. My uncle Larry. I'd never seen this movie.
Quigley
and Down
Quick-
Under.
Yeah, cute. Yep.
And my uncle my Uncle Larry, God rest his soul, R.I.P. Uncle Larry, much love to you, my boy.
So I'm gonna have to
He was the reason I saw this movie. He asked me, because he knew I loved Tombstone, and he was like, have you ever seen Quigley? And we went to Blockbuster, because I was like, no, I've never seen it. And he was appalled that I had never seen Quigley, so he took me to Blockbuster, we rented it, and then I loved it, and he bought it for me. So my copy of Quigley I owe to my Uncle Larry. Thank you. It's a great movie, though. It's, again, if you don't love Tom Selleck, it's right here.
Yeah.
I love Tom Selleck.
Right? You know who else I love? John Cusack.
Do you love John?
Dude, I'm a big Cusack fan, man.
What's your top 3 Cusack films?
High Fidelity.
Essential Cusack films.
The essential, the Cusack
Identity?
anthology.
only the choice nugs.
Identity.
Yeah, the choices.
Identity's a good
1408.
Okay, you like those?
Ice Harvest,
Or
or was it? No.
High Fidelity.
Bank.
Top 3. Or the other one, that top 3, dude.
Fidelity. I was just kidding.
That's
about
top
that.
3.
Okay.
I'm a Cusack guy.
All
That's
right.
a Cusack. You're
Yeah.
gaslighting me, man.
All right, so let's check out this
That's
little
good.
trailer action.
Here we go.
Okay, pander to me.
Quigley did.
I do love Selleck.
Right?
Such a good movie.
But a few surprises were
this is
waiting
choppy.
for Quigley down under.
Fair
No
question.
mention of his friendly co-workers,
It's on their end, not us.
country as butt ugly as you three?
or that he'd get an assistant.
Crazy Coral.
It's funny that
Nothing about the transportation problem.
it's such a '90s trailer
Nope.
because this movie is
Know
nothing
exactly
like.
where we are. We're lost.
The unusual local
Hey.
inhabitants. The extraordinary cuisine.
I don't eat things that are still moving.
You gonna shoot it first?
Or the extra duties.
Hey now.
You can take me if you want to.
Wait, is that Laura San
Next time
Giacomo?
something's like that, go all over the
She's
dress.
Yeah,
Most
just
of
shoot me.
all,
Yep.
His employer turned out to be somewhat
Fucking
moody.
what's his name?
No.
You could call it that.
Mr.
But
Marsden.
Quigley's about to teach him a lesson in labor relations.
Wow.
That's why I said
trailer.
it's such a '90s trailer.
What?
Dude,
so I
this
love about doing
soundtrack to this
1990s.
movie goes so hard.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
My name ain't Roy.
Listen to this song.
Okay.
Quigley.
Bro, that fucking 4570.
Matthew Quigley is really beginning to annoy me.
Dude,
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah, that fucking
Laura
rifle.
San Giacomo. Alan
Laura
Rickman,
San Giacomo.
From the director of the
Yes.
Emmy Award-winning Lonesome Dove. Quigley
Just shoot me.
down under.
Man.
Mikey, I've never seen that movie.
It's
I
so
didn't even know it
good.
existed.
It's such a
Dude,
good
it
movie.
is a and it's funny because the trailer really did like. That's what I said. That was like the most like '90s trailer. It was like if you watch just
Yeah.
that trailer, it was like, there's a lot of hijinks in this movie. Like, no, it's like a fucking like
It's a deep movie.
dramatic,
Yeah,
like
it's a great
action,
movie.
You know, it's like like
Alan Rickman.
yeah.
Alan Rickman.
I'm
Mr.
Alan.
Quigley.
What was it-
Mr. Quigley.
It's good.
Never
I'll be
say
watching
I
that
do
tonight.
not know how to use one.
Mr. Quigley.
Man, we got fun
All right,
tonight.
so
haven't
here
we?
we go. The next one you can show a trailer for, possibly the last. Well, there might be one more. The last one. I've only got like 2, 3 left.
So I like to
Kings
hear.
of New York.
I knew that. I knew this
King-
would be.
is it
You
King
knew
of-
this?
Is it
I
King
knew it would
of
be a
New
pick
York?
for you.
Yeah, or is it Kings? I thought it was just King.
No,
Yeah, I
King
think
of
it's
New York.
King.
Sorry.
Yeah,
King of
Christopher
New York.
Walken.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Larry Fishburne. Look at that. The
Wow.
title of the movie, or the very first one.
Yeah, well,
Because his name, Larry Fishburne. That was back before he started going by Lawrence.
Yeah. Somebody cute. He probably had an agent or somebody like.
Well,
It worked
nice.
better as this.
Oh,
It is this trailer. Is.
yeah,
He was
that
on
one's
his
better,
his
brother.
hood shit then.
Jeff doing his Christopher Walken.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Do him,
Frank White.
not do a Cambodian.
And they want to crap on Jeff Goldblum,
Oh,
and they'll
yeah,
equally love Walken, where they have a parallel existence in their careers.
I appreciate his
Paid his debt.
style.
Go someplace where you can stay out of trouble.
But some things don't.
One of them is a certain race, and one isn't. I think that's what it is.
No.
It's just a funny observation.
Nothing. You're waiting
What?
years.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh.
Oh, Are you saying that?
Yeah, and one
Are you
likes
saying
the
that
Knicks.
Jeff Goldblum.
One likes the Knicks and one likes the Bulls. I could give a fuck.
Oh, there's the neck actor.
Oh yeah, David Crusoe.
Whoa! Christopher Walken
I got
tongue
a
kissing.
$250,000 contract on anyone involved in this case.
The cops tried to stop him their way.
I'm not your problem. I'm just a businessman.
Now they'll have to do it his way.
There's only one way to get it, Frank.
Oh shit! That David fucking Caruso?
Yeah. The neck actor.
Christopher Walken.
This is a legit movie.
It is a super good movie.
Yeah, the director Abel Ferrara.
No,
He hasn't
David
done a ton.
fucking Caruso on the case.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's well, and I think his character in that movie too.
No,
He
it's
was
a-
kind
it's
of
good.
a fucking like
But
yeah, he was.
I knew you would, but I'm glad you did.
And I have two more. Goodfellas. And which, if you want to show a
Yeah,
trailer,
no,
cool.
that's
what's good?
that's
I
If
feel like we owe it to 1990 to
Okay.
show a
You,
trailer.
you can't not.
Can we just
show
play
Goodfellas.
Layla?
Layla.
Here we go.
Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Hey, Mom, what do you think? You look like a gangster.
By the time I grew up, there was $30 billion a year in cargo moving through Idlewild Airport. And believe me, we tried to steal every bit of it.
What do you do?
I'm in construction.
He's not Jewish.
Why is Lily barking?
For most of the guys, killing's got to be accepted.
Oh, it's that other doggy maybe.
I thought it said that word.
The leg of the wing.
Got his little what do they call it? His paw. Got his paw stuck in the. We had to hack it out.
Nuts. And we were treated like movie stars with muscle. We had it all just
You hear
for
the
the
toast of
asking.
London?
Yeah.
This
It
fucking
was a
song
glorious
is amazing.
time.
Yeah. No, that's one of Scorsese's gifts. I feel like he does, at least up until a certain point for me, the soundtracks and how to use them.
music and that,
or-
yeah.
He really, he does it
For sure.
nicely in a nice way.
You know what song is playing when they throw what's his face off the building in The Departed?
Yes, I do. It's
There goes my hero.
no, that was the other guys.
Yeah, it's the other guys.
I did. It was oh fuck. No, I can't.
Basic.
What is it?
I lost it.
It's Comfortably Numb by,
Oh, Comfortably Numb. Yeah,
Pink
by
Floyd,
Pink
but
Floyd.
it's a cover
John Mayer, right?
of the lead singer or whoever's still left or Pink
David
Floyd
Gilmour.
with Van Morrison.
Oh,
Okay.
I just know
So
the
Van
what's it
Morrison's
called?
actually singing it.
When you
There we
talk
go.
about The Departed, because that was as soon as he was talking about Scorsese and like songs and movies, I like
Scorsese.
thought of what was the
Psalms and
Stones?
Proverbs.
No, what was
Chris.
the Stones song that they used in? The Departed? No, that's the you're
Blow.
talking about Dropkick Murphys one. The-
I'm thinking,
or-
can't
oh,
you hear
no.
me knocking?
No, what was
But
the
that's
Not Scorsese.
no?
That's on
No, because
Blow.
they did use the Dropkick Murphy song in the Scorsese movie, but no, the
Yeah, they use it. Yeah,
what is it?
Departed.
Grape Murder. It's just a shot away.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who is
Talking about
fucking?
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Is it, it's
I
not
don't know the
Sympathy
answer.
for the Devil.
Talking about Gimme Shelter?
Give Me
By the
Shelter.
Rolling
That's what it is.
Stones?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those
Yeah,
like
it was Give Me Shelter, that was
overplayed
the one. But
songs. He
that
has so many
song,
things,
like,
but
to the
he used it
intro or
well on
whatever
there.
is-
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
In that
Yeah.
movie, that's one that because I never
What
really
movie?
cared for that song, The Departed.
In this country,
In this country.
You
That movie didn't come out in
automatic
1990 that I'm aware of.
No, add inches to your dick, add you life sentence.
That is true.
That's good.
In this country,
Hell,
no,
That's good.
ain't no add inches to your
All
dick.
right, man.
Give
That's
you
cool.
life sentence.
We're definitely pivoting.
My
I like
last,
it.
my last.
This is a
movie-
definite pivot for the audience we're looking for, and I can appreciate it.
Okay, so
Dog loud.
I don't even know.
Steve's
I
gonna
don't
like
know
our
how
show
to
even more now. I'm just saying that
Oh my
much.
god, dude. Oh my god. The next movie, It.
They'll say it in the fun voice.
The next movie, I like to say It. It.
What is it?
Stephen King, It?
Steven
There you go.
Spielking.
Stephen King's It. Please say that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Stephen
I
King's
apologize. Stephen King's It.
there you go.
Stephen King's It. Yes.
It's
Stephen King's
I
It.
was misspell everything because
Heard
I
that
don't
movie's
need to.
popping.
Fucking funny guy, dude.
Oh, yeah, I need to put 1990.
Don't you want the balloons already?
Everybody float
There wasn't a
down
movie
here.
that came out was that 1990? Look, it was. Look, it was.
I think it was.
Look at that. Look at
what?
that. It's unbelievable for me. I don't believe it still.
That it came out in 1990. I remember being terrified. I remember the day this came out.
The clown. Yeah, I never saw it. Like, I never
don't
saw
think
it
you were born.
until like the last 5 years.
Don't talk
honestly.
loud.
Don't talk loud. I am the mango man.
You're not the Mango Man.
Where are you guys anyway?
He's not the Mango Man.
They all float down here, right, Mikey?
We're sort of a
Where's the orgy scene?
No, that's in the book, Jeff.
Yeah, the losers.
Exactly. Where is
The director's cut.
You know,
it's on Harvey Weinstein's desk.
They,
One in.
whoever directed this, good on them for leaving a handful of the book
Hey,
out.
we're 7 now.
Nah.
Lucky 7.
That could have been a good orgy right there. I'm sorry.
Be seeing you.
Kill it.
Be
Man,
seeing you.
I just want to forget about it. It's not just us. It's all the other kids, too. Who's going to be next?
It's a shitty trailer.
Damn it. You killed my brother George. You
All right, fuck it.
George had it coming though. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
talking
he
to
was
that
pretty
guy?
dumb.
His parents not telling him about sleazeballs.
Wrong kid died.
Wrong kid died.
Actually, I think the right one.
I
Did.
gotcha.
Yeah, right.
Be squeezing you.
And nobody was looking for George.
Ain't nothing bad gonna happen today.
It was a scary ass movie though. Like,
Hey.
it was fantastic. This scene, where he was in the field
Yeah.
or whatever, was scary.
Do you think
as shit.
Sheila's old enough for me to show this to her yet?
Yeah, that's about how old I was when I was terrified by it.
Yeah, about 1.5 years old. Yeah.
1.5.
Loki, you know what scared me a lot as a kid was the fact
The
that
dark?
the adults paid no attention to any of the stuff going on.
Oh, the
Oh,
way
yeah.
they're written in
I
the
don't know
show.
why.
Or in
Yeah,
the,
that's like psychologically like fucked for a kid.
Yeah, it's
'Cause They're
true.
supposed to be in charge. They're supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's like a thing.
Good point.
Makes a point that it's definitely not for kids. You know.
It is definitely not. But
And so
yeah.
it just further reinforces the point because why the fuck did they let me watch it?
Yeah.
They really don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what
Talk
I was gonna
about
say. It's not
parenting,
meant
right?
for kids, but like
I mean,
it ended up on
no,
TV
this
for
is kinda like-
access.
Oh yeah, totally.
maybe the movie, but like the book is definitely kind of like an
Yeah.
entry to horror.
Yeah.
or,
For
like,
me, it comes down to the parent like actually being like, shit, I can't let my kid watch anything casually. Yeah, I need to like filter all that. Or not.
Yeah, man, let him get scared, dude.
Yeah, I mean they have dreams
Did
and
you know I was
nightmares that are
seeing
worse than that. Honestly.
Goosebumps.
You know, I was seeing
Goosebumps.
something about the crying out phase thing. Apparently, not being what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just let your baby cry. They said.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies on.
studies
there's
on
always
it.
been studies
Hey.
that goes both ways, and it comes down to a parent's, decision how
want?
they think is the best way to manage it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, we didn't let ours do that.
you should put stacks of beehives in the room with the baby because I hear the
works,
buzzings of the baby.
The beehive.
Not the bees.
The buzz. The
Not
buzz.
bees.
The buzzing of the bees emits a frequency.
Oh yeah, it's the God frequency.
528 hertz or one of the other ones. There's like a handful of
But
frequencies.
you need to have the room needs
That's
to be
the brown
majority beehive in a small
that
space.
bees.
for
Would
the
you help
child.
facilitate that
In a small spot for
for
the
child number 2? I want to be ready for
But the thing
whenever
is,
we
I
have a
think you
second baby.
You have to control the temperature in there because I think you get hot. There's a lot of movement.
Second
With all
baby,
those
aren't you?
little-
We
Like
got a
60,
project. I
Matt?
think we could do it. I think we could set that up for a second baby.
What's your movies? What you got for it? What you got?
1990. Ooh, 1990. Okay, so a lot of stuff came out. Should I show? I've found a few trailers of movies
Show
that I like a
trailers.
lot, and then I'll spend a
Yes.
little time on that movie Trust.
There you go.
Did you? I just if you watch it, we'll
I
get
did
there.
not. I actually. You can blame my
What was,
girlfriend.
No, that's cool.
What was Trust?
we'll get to that. We'll get to that one.
Every episode,
See?
girlfriend drop.
We'll get to
girlfriend
that.
Drop.
We're gonna blame her.
Oh, okay.
Put a
Predators.
quarter in the girlfriend jar.
There we go. We're gonna put one in
It's
there.
all right, Jeff.
I'll put 2 quarters in there. I'll mention her
You're gonna
later.
talk about her
I'll
later? Oh.
yeah, we'll keep a tab going.
I mean, actually, we should do like a.
We're gonna pitch in and get you a pay for girlfriend for that. You can't
We're
tell
gonna
him to
get
do
a
this. So
mail
girls
order,
gonna come
Jeff.
knock on their.
We're gonna mail order
It's gonna
Jeff
be
a Russian.
It's gonna
chick.
ruin his life. And
Yeah.
be like, damn, that was a bad
He's
decision.
gonna be
Why did
like
we do
fucking
that?
Bill Murray from Saint Vincent or whatever it is, where he has the Russian.
Oh gosh.
I
Isn't that the
said
guy that
Asian,
gets to
I
live with
didn't
y'all?
mean Russian.
Maybe. So Predator 2. I'm saying this chick because it's honestly probably my favorite Predator movie. I've always loved this
great
movie.
film.
It came in
I've seen
1990.
this.
Predator 2.
It's the hottest summer on record.
Jesse Ventura
Is
had
checking
bigger
the city.
arms than Arnold.
He did.
Control the streets
He got no respect, dude.
as bad as things are.
Not a bit.
Matt, you're not wrong. I remember watching this movie with my dad.
Dude.
And
It's
when
so
the
cool
scene,
for so many reasons, yeah.
the scene in
Desert
like
Eagle.
the loft apartment when the dude's just like fucking mutilated.
Yeah.
I remember my dad. It was just kind of like one of those moments where it's like,
Cover
well,
her
it's too late. You kind of saw that.
Yeah. No, the graphic, the way they did violence in this one, it was like, whoa. It was actually, but I really like the way it was done. And also, Danny Glover being the hero, I love it. He's not some big badass or anything, but like,
Oh yeah.
he's literally his same cop role.
Just like,
He
yeah.
comes across a predator. You know, so there's a lot of interesting
Except
things.
for the fucking Desert Eagle with the scope on it. That's not necessarily like.
And it was,
firework.
dude, but the end of this movie was like, well,
Yeah.
when I saw it was so cool whenever with the ship and all that stuff. Because this is the movie the first time I saw it was actually whenever it was playing on TV, like on a Saturday afternoon
Oh, yeah.
randomly. And
That
so it was like
scene
the
in
edited one.
That
went,
scene
yeah.
in the what's it called? Where they were in the
Bill Paxton.
Hey,
the
there's a
meat,
boy.
the meat
Bill
freezer or
fucking
whatever.
Paxton.
Yeah, dude.
Chapter 2. He's in town with a few days
Oh.
to kill this Thanksgiving.
You gotta put it on
Want
top.
some candy? Want some candy? Whenever he's,
Yeah.
no, yeah, there's stuff like whenever he's learning how to make voices. I'm like, that's actually what that's what babies. That sounds like what Sela's doing when she makes sounds. He's trying to get better at actually just
Oh yeah, that
mimicking
would
and
make
imitating.
sense. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do things like that. Trying to learn their environment,
Yeah.
make noises.
Yeah. And so another one that I'll share with you guys. If I go this, we did that one. Total Recall. I'll have to show that one. So I'll probably do that in Tremors, and then maybe Cadillac Man because I actually watched that one too. So
Great movie.
let's see. Oh, well, we won't do. Yeah, I guess we'll do Total Recall because we have to.
Dude, did you know about the mask from this movie that he wore? The one that like that gave
the
people
eyeball.
fucking trauma as a kid. The one, the fat lady. The
I-
big like lady that like the thing that like separated.
Yeah, where it like came open over.
You know
so I
that
remember
thing weighed
watching
like that thing weighed like 150 or 200 pounds or something.
That's crazy.
That they had on him.
Yeah.
Like apparently it was too big for him to like I think move around in or whatever, and they
Yeah.
literally had to like make some kind of like rig that held it and opened and like did its thing so it could like it was some enormous like
Yeah, the practical
unreasonable
effects
amount
of the
weight.
day, but it's crazy
But
because
it,
there's
was,
the air.
it was so
worked.
good.
Yeah.
So, but it makes sense because you see it and you're like, oh, that does look like all metal
Yeah,
and steel.
it makes
like,
sense that, like,
components.
And some people might get hurt in the process.
Deontay Wilder lost a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
it's-
very
it's
reason, or tried to blame it. for that
Verhoeven,
very
my
reason.
boy, he ended up doing Starship Troopers and everything. He directed this lovely movie.
Your mind. It is the center of your life. It is everything you hear. Everything you see.
This is a good trailer.
Everything you feel.
I agree.
It is everything you are. How would you know if someone stole your mind?
Arrest that woman!
Yeah, it's funny because you could totally tell by the way his arms were when he took it off.
Oh yeah.
Ready for a surprise! We can't let him
him run around. He knows too much. They've got you bugged.
That wasn't the part that freaked me out. It's when his
Like,
face starts
yeah.
doing all the, like the gravity or
Yeah.
whatever.
I remember that
Depressurization.
Yeah.
And I think that there's an NES game even, like where the scene with the X-ray machine and stuff like is actually in the game too.
Yeah, that right there was weird too. That was scary. That was the part you're talking about, where it's because he's pulling it through his face too. That pulling that thing in his nose.
Did you guys see the Colin Farrell one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look who's talking.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't terrible.
bad.
It just for me, it's like yeah,
Whatever
again,
there
taking
is.
an R a movie that for me.
I remember that
just
scene,
better
too.
R, and you know.
Who doesn't remember that scene?
Oh yeah.
If I'm not me, who the hell am I?
Wish I had 3 hands or what was
Yep.
it?
Welcome to Johnny Cab. Drive. Where can I take you tonight?
Damn, that's what I'm. Hey, shit. Damn, that street sweeper. Yeesh.
Delivered alive from
That blew my mind. That
Oh, yeah.
scene blew my mind when that dude bust out with that cricket arm.
It's such a, and it's based on, you know, I think it's Philip K. Dick book. But either way, like Hollywood making our sci-fi like this at that time, it's just like, man, you can't even really think of actually super fascinating like sci-fi with a big actor. And there probably
Well,
are
but-
some. And
and
they
then-
put them on stream. It's
well,
just a
and then
different
too,
era.
the
It's
way-
just a different era, man. I miss that.
Well, and the things that like you had to do to get like R ratings back then, like that's what I heard some
Paul
stand-up
Verhoeven.
comic talking
That's my
about,
boy.
like Jaws being like a PG movie and stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah.
When you think
Well,
about
when
like,
it came out, there wasn't even PG-13 with that one. It was
No,
like
yeah.
G, PG, and
and that,
R.
yeah, well, and so like, but that's the thing too, where it was like you think about like R-rated sci-fis and stuff like that, where it was like, I guess the point being that like they could get away with a lot of shit in a PG-13 movie back then. You
Oh, yeah,
know?
dude.
And so for it to be R was like, yo, they were doing some like off the wall type shit.
What's a pirate's favorite word?
No. Here's what I'm going to show.
No, it be the sea.
no letter?
I watched this because Tubi, because of Tubi.
You know what I mean?
I was like looking at 90s. Like,
Yeah, my
it's
bad.
available on Tubi, so here you go. This is the movie Cadillac Man. Watched the. I just
I've
watched it
never
this
heard of
week.
this.
Yeah, I remember seeing like
Say,
it's-
a Tubi flick?
Yeah, Cadillac Man, Robin Williams, 1990. It's one of his probably not super popular ones, but
note.
I just watched it a couple days
seen
ago. It
this,
was good.
He's gonna
I
make a
haven't.
note. He's gonna make a note.
Oh, you
of,
just saw it?
Oh, add this to your
He's got a
light
hash,
list,
no, he's got a hash mark
classic.
in here for every time you watch a movie on Tubi.
as you should.
Joey O'Brien loves to sell cars.
Oh, they're doing my accent.
I was thinking, right?
Right now you're probably thinking, hey, this is not the car for me. Or with a touch of one button. Max headroom. I'm talking
Max Headroom.
Yeah.
Emotional. Can you afford that?
Yeah. Want to make it happen, huh? This emotional thing you want?
And he loves
And what year did
too
that
many
happen?
women.
That was, it was prior to that, right?
You gotta go out there. You gotta take
Probably.
Yeah, because I think it was the 80s.
From underneath.
Why'd I ever leave you, Tina?
You were asked to leave. Do you remember why?
Now he has a little explaining
Jason.
to do.
Ha! Very bad, or nothing to lose.
Her too, and my wife and his wife? How the hell you got time to make a living?
Joey, what's he talking to you, Joey? This is true?
Oh, come on, Lisa.
Lisa!
Oh, it's fucking, what's her name?
Lori Petty.
She's always got short hair and stuff.
Yeah, Tom Petty's kid.
That's her. That's Tom Petty's kid. I didn't.
Lori Petty? I'm pretty sure that this her name's Lori Petty.
Yeah,
I
that
just
makes
assumed
sense.
it was Tom Petty's kid. It might not be, but she's got the same last name. It's always kind of struck me as I could see her being.
Yeah, she definitely same eyes.
Oh.
Robin Williams, Tim Robbins,
You got a lot of girls. It's easy for you. It ain't easy.
Cadillac Man. And I really enjoyed it.
And
It's
that
just
AK was off
an
safe
interesting, sort contained, like the whole thing, and it's again, it just makes like, man, this is just an interesting, fun movie with Robin Williams. It's rated R, you know, so just the dialogue, but yeah, it was cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a Cadillac man.
Wolfman Jack. All right. Oh, it's good.
I never saw that movie.
Nobody?
What?
It's worth checking out.
No, I know it is. It's like it's one that I've wanted to see, but I haven't.
You haven't seen
I
it?
haven't watched it all the way.
I don't even know how to think
not.
anymore.
All right, be seeing you. We need to go because Chris has to go watch a movie.
Yeah.
I thought he watched movies. All right.
I used to.
He might not. He might not.
Yeah. Ever since they remade his favorite movie, Snow White, he's like, you know what, fuck that.
Hey, you don't like the Zegler
He
take
doesn't
on
like
it?
Did you guys hear that Disney pulled her like completely from all of? She was like scheduled to
interviews and
do.
all that shit.
She was
Yeah,
scheduled to
but,
do like
yeah,
the
why
late
did they
night
do it?
shows and like all the
movie
late night
bombed.
in SNL.
They can't spend any more
Not-
promotion
it's-
or more money on her.
Well, and
she
it's not
tanked
just that it bombed. It's like she's been like inadvertently. I don't think she's
there's-
aware that like I
She's
don't
been
think she's aware
blacklisted,
that she
basically,
no.
black-
I don't think that she
No.
is aware that she is
Let's
she
be
has been
honest.
tanking the thing by talking about it the way she has by like
She's
shitting on
basically
the original.
inserting her political
You want to
opinion.
hear the hot take that nobody's talking about the movie? They're throwing that dumb girl under the bus for saying dumb shit, right? She got paid $5 million to make that movie. Fucking Gal Gadot got paid $15 million. That's where the movie went wrong. All the money went to Gal Gadot. Nobody's talking about that. It was a piece of shit from the
Yeah, the
beginning.
movie probably
movie
sucks
in general,
regardless.
yeah, it
like
was
I'm
like-
not saying the movie would have been great.
But it's like her going out there and espousing her political opinion at every turn.
Yeah.
Like ended up like really.
It's just bad for
doing
the
a lot
marketing
of-
campaign.
Yeah, it was like it did a lot of like harm to the
Yeah.
like to the film, and it's like, and there's a lot of people that are like
Might have
out on
worked
it. That are out
a
on
year
it
ago, maybe,
just
yeah.
because. Well, no, that's the thing. He was like, bro, she's been doing this for like how long have they been trying to put the
2023
movie out? Yeah, it's like it's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's been at like press junkets and stuff like that, like shitting on the original and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
and then it's like, and then now it's like crashing, and she's out there doubling down.
It makes
on
sense.
That
Yeah,
like,
the point
I'm just
I was-
saying, I don't think it has the most to do with it though. Like my kids are not begging me to go see that movie. I doubt it has anything to do with their political opinions.
No, I'm saying the reason I think the reason she's been pulled from all of her interviews that have been lined up, I think have been due to what she's been saying, because it's shitting on the original story, and that's Disney's
Probably.
intellectual property. She's crapping on the
I see.
original
Yeah,
story.
it's
and that's
cannibalizing.
Disney's
Yeah, it's-
intellectual property, and she's being like, the original story is just really
Yeah,
like
house divided
she called
against
it
self
creepy. She called it, she's like, it's really
let
stupid.
Mikey
it's
let
creepy.
Mikey say what he's saying, guys.
Yeah, she was just saying that. Yeah, that it's like saying that the movie, the original story that everybody's known to come, that everyone has come to know and love,
Yeah.
is not necessarily. It's not a good story, and that it's bad, and you shouldn't like it, and here's why, and all
Yeah.
this. And it's like, in my opinion, had she been saying all this back in 2016, nobody would have batted an eyelash. She probably would have gotten pressed forward. Hey, everything's cool. But now stuff is like a little different, and she's just sitting out here. That was my point, is that she's pretty much just trashing the intellectual property, and that's why they've pulled her from it. Regardless of I think the movie probably wouldn't have been. Disney hasn't, I don't think, put out a good movie in how long?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Jeff. I mean, would
Yeah,
you, do you know any good? I mean,
that's the whole conversation.
Disney?
I think they've made some. I don't see them all, but I'm.
Or
It's happened a year ago,
reproduction,
so yeah.
The thing is,
reproduction.
Disney makes so much
A
stuff.
reproduction. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I should be
Disney makes
specific.
so much shit
I should
that
be
you can't really
specific.
say that.
A reproduction.
Yeah.
What's been their last really good reproduction of
I
an
mean,
original?
I don't.
action-
The Lion
I
King
would
stuff.
say of
Jungle
the
Book.
live-action stuff
The Jon
that's
Favreau Jungle Book.
been good. Yeah, the Jungle Book was good.
Really.
Arguably, Aladdin wasn't bad, but like everyone hated the Will Smith shit, which I didn't love compared to the original.
Yeah.
But,
But
like,
Guy
it looked
Ritchie
really cool.
directed it. It was
Like,
actually pretty cool.
like the Aladdin part. was,
Yeah.
Like a lot of fun. But yeah, like the Lion King, I didn't hate either, but a lot of people also didn't like that one too.
Yeah.
I have hope for the Lilo and Stitch. That'll be their make or break for the live action ones. But like Beauty and the Beast, I watched that with my kids. That one wasn't like, the worst thing ever.
Again, I think a lot of it is like being in an age to where
There's
you have
an
noticed.
audience for
I know
people
I
who
didn't have
wanna
any
see the
care
live
to care about any of this stuff, but now having a daughter, it's like reasoning, okay, to actually
Well,
watch some of the recent
honestly,
stuff some more.
I think it's more for the adults who grew up with the cartoons.
Yeah.
To watch to like have an excuse to watch that kind of shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are going to go take it. And
That's
you guys
true.
are right. if I'm an adult and I want to go watch like something they recreated from my childhood, I'm not gonna go see it if it's buried in political bullshit.
Yeah.
I just want to go enjoy.
No, yeah, so I think they put out some decent stuff, but I'm gonna get us back to 1990, just like it. Get through this movie stuff. Yeah, because this is yeah. So this is for me. This is like the film class movie. The movie that just want to pick and talk about. And I think it's an independent movie, right? So a lot of people don't even know about it. I didn't know much about it till like I was just researching 1990 movies, right? But I was familiar with the director who's done some independent stuff. But so this movie is called Trust, and yeah, I don't know. It's just an independent film from 1990, like I said. But it's the same kind of conversation with people like Richard Linklater and I think with Jim Jarmusch. There's directors and independent people, filmmakers from like that era. He's kind of part of like that, style or just voice or collection of directors that came out. And honestly, I didn't even know that much about him until fairly recently. I watched a few of his movies, but yeah, I'll just show the trailer here.
Family's like a gun. You point it in the wrong direction, you're gonna kill somebody.
Do you miss your kids?
Sure.
Do you hate your husband?
Absolutely.
Would you ever get married again?
Of course.
A family's got to stick together come hell or high water.
Carry this with me at all times.
Hand grenade?
Just in case.
Are you emotionally disturbed?
Maria, if you come home right now, Mom is going to stab you in the heart with a steak knife, okay?
Did you eat anything today?
No.
Sit down. I'll fix you something.
Tell me what you said. You heard what I said.
Tell me what you said, coward. Come on.
Your husband died of a heart attack.
No one dies of a heart attack. They die of disgust.
You're not the first woman in the world who's had a hard time.
I think it's kind of warm for this time of year, don't you think?
Damage to the ozone.
What is that?
Where the hell you been the last 10 years?
Married.
I like him the way he is.
How is he?
It was busted anyway.
Dangerous, but sincere.
Sincerely dangerous.
See this pin? Pull that. Wait 8 seconds and...
Do you know what the word empirical means?
Don't ask him. He thinks TV gives you cancer.
You can't know something unless you experience it first.
Do you trust me?
If you trust me first.
Yeah, honestly, if it's a timeless like masterpiece of the representation. And, yeah, I could go deeper.
It's funny that he had I have the hand grenade in the beginning. I have this like hand grenade, this like fake one I found.
Yeah.
It's like, you back in the day, you could find them in Army Navy stores where they drill them out or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like old decommissioned hand grenades. But there was one I found when I was working one time in somebody's flower bed, and I thought about like doing something with it, like artistically.
Yeah.
And it's funny that like I just had that thought today. Yes. And I just had a thought about it today, and then I see it in this trailer. There you go. And then I see this trailer, and he has it, so it's just synchronicity. It's funny. Like,
yeah, no, it's cool. It's part of like it says independent film, and it's an obvious motif.
Right.
Like they just the director could have had any number of devices that he chose to like represent an explosive person who could go out there. Could have been a gunner or something crazy, but he's a good person. It was just a mechanism for him to like, if anything, have people listen to him. Like just be like, oh, he's got a hand grenade. If he's talking, we'll actually listen to him because he wasn't crazy or anything. It was just like something he carried around for the reason of being like. So it was really like it's a very intelligent, deadpan, but feel good movie. Like it really is.
I want to watch it because it was funny. Last night I brought up like watching.
You can tell by the music how like it's actually an uplifting journey, and it's really an exquisite, unique film. Like I can't stress enough. Like this is a movie, and you can watch it with young people. Like the end of it is like a positive, uplifting feeling about just kind of a philosophical take on society and the world, but not in a bad way. and it's just the way it presents these characters. It's really such a good movie.
Okay.
And it's crazy. I was telling you, I didn't know about this, but that the actress, right, that young girl that you saw featured there, it was 2006. She was actually murdered. She was living in New York, and she was at some hotel, but there's some immigrant worker who worked there. It's like some hotel or something she was at that, like, basically, like, I don't know if she got off an elevator or something, but he followed her to her room, and there's a lot of information and, like, news reports about it. Like, I didn't know about it, but she's straight up, like, murdered 2006 or 7.
Where at?
In New York.
Was she the one that they found in the
fake
water
suit?
thing?
No,
Up
like
in
he
the-
set it up to make it look like she hung herself. But they
that
did.
was L.A.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying.
But this like
There
young
was
kid, like
something that.
you know, he tried, but they caught them, and like he confessed to like the scenario behind it and everything. It's just like,
Shit.
man,
That's
yeah,
fucking
it's just a really tragic, terrible thing. But it happened to this, and she was like, you know, she had at that point, I think, a family, and she was like active in the arts and things. And the movie Waitress that Kerry Russell's in, I don't know if you know, she like wrote the screenplay for it or something.
Yeah.
It's from like 2006 or 7 or whatever. So yeah, it's like, it was crazy, and this is one of the things I wasn't aware of. But yeah, this was like the movie that, you know, started her any kind of film, and I don't know. It was just crazy learning, but it's like, damn.
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got any? Are you still going? What else you got? Is
No,
that
that's it.
That's all
For 1990. I mean,
all right,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Jeff, you have any movies? Have you that come to mind? Did you look any up between now and the time we started talking about it? No.
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I just
I've
wanted to make
been
sure I have to leave you out.
Yeah, cool.
No, I mean, didn't you guys used to like go down a list? We can hit a list real quick.
No,
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
things
I mean,
evolve if you want to.
I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm
why
sure
not?
there's
I'll go-
something.
I'll go
I'm sure
through
Chris,
here.
I'm sure there's things Chris has.
Oh
seen
no,
that
there's
he
a
wants to
ton.
fucking
There's
talk about.
yeah, there's a ton of movies.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'll just go through real
I was
quick.
1 year old. I had
Yeah.
my taste was shit at that time.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, Arachnophobia came out.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I love that movie.
Arachnophobia came out in
Funny
1990.
story about that movie, actually.
Yeah. Pardon.
Saw that movie in the theaters, and like, yeah, the synchronicity shit. Where
Yeah.
it was like I was watching the It trailer, and I think about like how many of my friends that are my age that are like terrified of clowns. And I always thought that was the stupidest fucking thing ever. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like it's fucking clown. Like
You
oh
can't
God,
really
oh
yeah.
God, it's fucking scary. It was like, do they bleed? Like, okay. But the spiders.
Yeah,
like,
dude. That's
and
something
so-
I'll run out saying, yeah, I'm with you. It's
so
like, that's something to be afraid
Arachnophobia,
of.
though, our mom took us to the movie theater, and I think it was like, was it in this year? Was there a Yogi Bear movie that came out in
Yeah.
90? Could you pull up and see if there was a Yogi Bear movie that came out in 90? I think is what it was.
Who normally does that?
The-
Joe Rogan's guy helps us out with looking up
Okay, yeah.
stuff.
If Jamie could pull it up.
Yogi
But either
Bear
way,
movie?
point being, my mom thought she was taking us to see Yogi Bear, and we walked into the wrong theater, and like when the intro started playing or whatever, it was like, she was like, yeah, this seems like a weird intro, like to a cartoon movie, because it was just a shot of like
Yeah.
a thing going over a river. It was like a live action shot.
Yeah.
And she was like, this seems weird. And it wasn't until we were like 5 or 10 minutes in the movie that she realized.
Oh, this isn't the movie. Yogi Bear.
Arachnophobia, and I think we just ended up watching it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it's showing something.
But
you
either
said-
way, she thought she was taking us to a kids movie that came out the same year. I think it was Yogi Bear that.
That's
came out
awesome.
That year. And so, yeah, we
we'll have
ended
to
up
call up
seeing
Gina
that.
and get her to explain as a parent,
then-
like, because it's PG-13, so it's kind of, but it's scary.
Well, it
but it actually
actually
has a sense of humor, like in it. It's a really unique movie. But so it's kind of as a
I'd
a
actually
parent, she's
seen
like,
it.
well, I guess we'll stick it out.
Well, I'd actually seen it prior to that, because I think the second Die Hard movie came out. In
Yeah, it did came out
1990
this year.
as
Yep,
well.
that's true.
Because we went to a
That's
drive-in.
an underrated movie.
No, that was a fucking
The airplane,
That was one of
no.
the. That's one that I've always said where it was like, at least the first two sequels like were as good as the original. Like if out of Die Hard 1, 2, and 3, it's like if any of them didn't live up to the first one, it would be the second one. But
yeah, probably.
But it's still.
Yeah,
But either
delivered
way,
for
we
on
went
action.
to
yeah.
we went to the drive-in theater actually, and my
Yeah,
parents
it's
were
perfect
watching
for that.
Die Hard, and so it was like you'd buy you'd get the radio thing, and so they were sitting in the front of the Suburban watching Die Hard, but we were on the bed of the Suburban with it down, and they had all the other movies going on. And so we were actually watching Arachnophobia on
That's awesome.
that fucking like giant screen. Too.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Is there any other movies doing
Yeah,
it?
so there's Days of Thunder also came out. Pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, Tom
Now
Cruise,
there
Nicole Kidman.
is
That's
a
where they met each other.
fucking
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, that's a great
That
one.
is
It's
a-
got,
Ren-
that is a
Rennie
Robert
Harlan, I
Duvall-
think that-
that is full of Robert Duvall quotes, like fucking Robin's racing.
That's some
and shit. That's a
synchronicity
fucking-
because
no,
last
totally
week we
cool.
just discussed
That's a
how they
great
got
fucking
divorced.
movie.
Yeah.
They got
Wait,
together this week.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, I mean,
What's the dude?
Nicole Kidman
who
meeting on that one.
plays- What's the dude who plays Cal Naughton Jr. in Talladega
John C.
Nights?
Riley. Yes.
He's in that movie
Yes.
as a pit crew guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one of his early starts or whatnot.
And it tied him to it's funny.
Yep.
It's
No,
interesting.
Days of
No,
Thunder is
I love
great.
that movie.
Yeah.
The scene where they get where he fakes, where Robert Duvall lines up him getting fake pulled over, and it was the stripper
Yeah.
that was of Cole Trickle.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
awesome,
Cole
dude.
Trickle. Randy Quaid's also in that movie.
Yes.
Great.
Pretty Woman. Home
That
Alone.
movie, yeah.
Home Alone, the classic Christmas.
David
movie.
Lynch's Wild at Heart.
Yeah,
Oh,
which with David Lynch, it deserves so much. Man, if I could go on for a long
I know,
time.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
tempering, but yes, you must see. You must see that movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
What, the first one?
The first one.
Wow.
In 90?
I think. Or no, Shredder. Yeah, this one was Shredder.
Yeah.
Secret of the Ooze?
Yeah,
No,
1990.
Secret of the Ooze was the second.
I thought
can't
the
believe
first
we
one
didn't
came out in
have this
89.
That's what I was thinking,
think
too.
the
That's
first
why I
one
was
was in
in
the
90. I
80s.
was
That
thinking
must
it
be the
was
second
89.
one. That must be Secret of the Ooze.
No, Secret of the Ooze was like 92. I think.
Either way,
Either
like
way,
the
yeah.
first one, I could have. Either way, it is.
That's what it says.
Yeah. No, it's just It's just funny because him saying that. Him saying that too.
Either way,
it was like I was thinking.
it's a really good
89 as
movie.
well. No, that was one I didn't see.
Bring
that one
back
until
the
later.
suits.
I saw Secret of the Ooze first. I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to watch Ninja Turtles until later.
Misery came out that year. That was a good one. But
That's,
The Godfather 3.
Iconic scene.
Godfather 3 came out also.
The Hunt for Red October. That came out this year. Yeah, those are a bunch of good movies.
There's a
it was
bunch
Tremors.
of good movies.
Tremors.
Dude,
yep.
no, that was on my list of ones
Yep.
to show.
Dude,
I would have shown it, but I
Tremors,
just didn't
love
for it.
Tremors.
Dude, I love, dude.
That movie's
I
awesome.
grew up. My mom loved it, dude. The scene whenever they're in the basement and like its head stuck there, and those hunters are like shooting it. Michael Crows and Reba McEntire's in it. They're the married couple. They're hunters, and he's like a global hunter, and he's going through his weapon cache of like because he would go on safaris and. This is where I even learned what an elephant gun was. Like, he had some case with an elephant gun, and, like, he's able to shoot it and kill it there. And I was just like, that
Lord,
scene
what
is
is
so
that?
cool. Yeah, dude.
No, another great movie. Die Hard 2 came out this year.
No, I don't think so.
That was a good one.
This one was one that I actually had on my list, but I didn't, I just cut it short. Young Guns 2.
Emilio Estevez or something? Is he
Yeah,
not?
it's got
I
what's
never
his name
saw
in
it.
it too. Kiefer
Yeah.
Sutherland.
It was
Yeah,
basically
I
the
never saw any of
Expendables
those.
for like young cats at that
Yep.
time.
But it was a stylized Western.
It was a Western.
Yeah.
Blue Diamond Phillips.
Jake loves the Young Gun movies. I never
Yeah.
I never really got into them. I was never really
they're
a big
trash.
fan of them. But yeah, my buddy Jake is like they're his like I think that might actually be Jake's favorite
Yeah,
movie.
I need
is
to
Young
go back
Guns.
and actually watch them.
Child's Play
It's like-
2.
Child's Play
Exorcist
2
3.
came out?
Well, you know
Okay.
the Regulator,
Interesting.
the song Regulators.
The
The audio from the very beginning of it was from the
Young
original Young Guns.
Interesting.
Where it was like, but
Fun
you
fact.
can't be no geek
Geek
off the street.
Yeah,
You got to be
can't
handy
be a
with the
geek off
steel
the street.
or whatever.
No.
The
Oh, that's
intro
awesome.
that's actually from the movie Young Guns.
No, there you go.
Like
Pretty cool.
so the intro to Regulators, like the dialogue at the beginning of the
Yeah.
song.
Warren G.
House Party.
Kid and Play.
Kid and Play.
Men at Work.
Man at Work was actually Charlie Sheen. That one's Charlie Sheen and Emilio
was
Estevez,
Emilio
right?
Estevez. Yeah, the
garbage.
brothers.
Yeah, there's a scene in the movie that's so funny, but yeah.
This is actually one I think I might be wrong. If I am, I was gonna say I thought this is one that Jeff and I have talked about us liking. that's one that's not necessarily liked by the majority of people, and I could be wrong.
Oh, I love these kind of
is
movies.
it talking about it?
No,
if you just put the phone, this thing at cameras, clipping things, it'll be different.
Yeah. It was, what's it called? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, but I thought it was the one with.
Oh, that was the one with.
I thought it was the one with Matthew McConaughey.
The one that y'all watched out at your mom's place.
No, this one has Viggo Mortensen.
I never watched any, but my sister probably did. Like I actually went sit through and watched it.
Is the sequel the one with Matthew McConaughey?
I think so. Something like that.
It was one of the later ones. No, because you did watch it because he was like. That was the one where, he
would know better than I would if I watched
some
it.
Shit
weird, yeah.
Yeah, it was like some weird shit, but it was Matthew McConaughey that played it.
Tow truck driver.
And I remember you telling me about it.
It's pretty crazy.
It is. It is.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that one. It wasn't from 1990. So that's the year of 1990. Those.
A lot of good stuff came out there.
Oh, dude.
Great stuff.
So many good movies.
Powerful year. And it almost I wanted to just at some point do transitional years like 1990, 1980, whatever, or 2000 movie. This years that happened to be on the cusp of, a decade ending.
Yeah.
And it just looking at movies from each of those decades, I don't know, it's just interesting to me just to think about just as human, the transition of society and culture, and just okay, this, because people think of things in decades. We naturally think the 80s, the 90s, that's how things were, because we don't just think of existence, it's a long thing, but just picking those movies as little timestamps to look at the transition, because it's interesting in 1990, because you'll see things and you'll think, oh, you think of the 80s the way you think of the 80s, because it's on that transitional year. So it was just interesting,
Well, it's I think a good example of it was the Quigley Down Under trailer, where it was as soon as that, I don't know if it was kind of a mind fuck for Mikey, but it was as soon as I heard the way they were announcing the trailer for that movie, it was no, this looks like what was that, Lightning Jack.
Yeah,
it was they made it the trailer made it kind of seem like Lightning Jack, but I think that goes to the the changing over of. Because it was a very 1990s
people
trailer.
sit there and make it oh, it's 19, but it's cool.
But no, it is. It was
they don't have to go much deeper, but it's just an interesting thing.
Changes over.
Yeah, no, it's a good
where
point.
You can see that it's it's just something that's all the trailers not only had that voice, but it was there was different tones that guy would take.
Definitely.
In a world, versus I
was gonna say too. I thought was interesting. I heard Quentin Tarantino say in an interview or whatever, and I know he's a controversial dude and all this or whatnot, but I do kind of have to agree with him. I think I have to agree with him on this point that because people were talking to him about film and stuff, and how he was saying how he feels as though using actual film is important versus digital and shit like that. And I do kind of think he's right. I think that if you go back and watch movies that were all shot on film versus shot digitally or whatever, there's a whole effect that's lost.
Something you're seeing, it's a unique thing. The way I agree.
Even if technically it's digital, you can get shit to look sharper and better. It's I think it looks fake at that point. It starts looking artificial or not real.
Yeah, no, it's an aesthetic and a feel to the mise, everything. The delivery of the product that.
Well, it's
I completely agree.
One of those things we had talked about in one of the earlier episodes about was it practical effects versus special effects or whatever, or computerized.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, no, there is definitely something about, it's even modern movies and stuff that they'll go out of their way to shoot, on an old platform or something like that.
Yeah.
It really does, even if you don't know, it was you watch it and you're yo, there's something different about this, or, it was even to the uninitiated, they would watch it and they would be I really liked that movie. And it's but you couldn't say why. It was when I would, bring up to Jason, why I like a song. And he'd be
Yeah,
like,
it's just
"Oh,
'cause,
dude,
like,
this is a song." He was like, "Oh, well,
things
the
are
reason
actually put in
reason
there.
that you like it is because of the chord progression and this and that."
Yeah.
And then it, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, I thought I just fucking liked it," but it's like, but
Yeah.
it is one of those things that, you talk about like shooting on film and practical effects and things like that.
Yeah.
That to the uninitiated, it's like, oh, I didn't realize that's the reason I liked it.
It just
it's almost
gives
like
that
a
definition
predisposition.
and understanding to it, knowing why, like the science behind
Or
why
like
you like
an
it better.
unconscious, it's like an unconscious bias or something that you have. That
It's very interesting.
It's like,
I agree. But so, Mikey, lead us on.
Lead us on. Well, do we want to take a quick
let's take
break?
we'll take a little break, and then we'll get back to
This plug
some.
needs to go outside, I think.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're now joined by a guest, Ciera, if I'm not mistaken.
Like that way?
Or you can look.
You're just
wherever
hanging
you
out
want.
with us.
The things right there.
Oh.
But yeah, if you want to look
I
at
was
it.
gonna
But what's your
wave.
name? Yeah, what's your name?
Ciera.
Ciera with a S.
A C.
A C. See,
Yeah.
I knew that. I had a feeling. I was like, can I gaslight her immediately? A C or S. All right, cool. So, do you want to tell us like as much or as little about yourself as you like, just before we kind of keep going here?
See, I've never been good at like answering that question because like I need questions to go off of versus just picking random
Where are
things
you from?
about. Dallas.
Dallas. Do you like Dallas or do you not like
I
Dallas?
love Dallas. I don't want to live
Big
anywhere
fan.
else.
I love hearing
in
that.
my
Right.
life.
I love hearing
We love
that.
that. We love that. Growing up, I always heard people that be like, "I hate Dallas. I want to get out of Dallas," and all this. And
A
I'm
lot
like,
of
dude,
people
have you been
tend to
everywhere? Have
hate
you been
on
other
places
places?
they grow up? But I
Yeah.
love people who embrace it, so it's a beautiful thing.
embracing like
Yeah.
where you're from. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
see, like people are like, "Oh, like where do you want to live?" Eventually I'm like, "Here." Like I
Yeah.
could never imagine myself living anywhere else. Like this is home. I couldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah.
Stephanie
Yeah.
would talk about moving places. I'm like, I'll visit there, but this is where I want to like plant and
Yeah.
raise my family and all that.
Yeah, to me, I think I've just gotten so used to the
Uh-oh.
cadence of everybody's behavior. Hey, hey,
Bear.
hey!
Oh, Bear's bearing down.
Oh,
There's
hey.
some good humping going on over there a second ago.
Let's hold on now. We're gonna get this pug contained
But
for a
yeah,
second.
I mean, I like always tell my friends like I think that I'm so blessed to have been born in the best city and the best state. Like
There you go.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
now
just-
we're flexing. I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm
just-
I'm just
Went from
proud.
being, I love it.
She's
That's
got
what I'm talking
perspectives
about.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Went from being like, yeah, no, I like living here to being like, fuck everywhere else in
Uh-huh.
Dallas. So you're, so how do you know these two? What's the?
So Stephanie is my cousin, and then he's my cousin's husband.
Stephanie.
so-
Oh,
Yeah.
he is her husband. That is right. Wow.
Wait, so I'm married to her. That's
Yeah,
fine.
and I'm their
Yeah.
marriage counselor. I'm just kidding. They don't have to.
Yeah, we're not paying
that's
them
the
enough, or we
pugs.
need to get a new one. I'm joking.
Bething. No, so all right, so we're playing Cards Against Humanity for anybody that's listening, and technically the person who pooped last goes first to be the questionnaire / orator of the person who thinks what's funny. So Stephanie is the person who pooped last, and so she is going to be reading the prompt question, which for that time we'll have her read what the prompt question is. Which say into the mic,
What's there a ton of in heaven?
Okay, now at this point we will everybody who has a card, what's there a ton of in heaven? Okay. Well, all right. You know what?
A bear. Oh my gosh.
But the bear? Well, I mean, you could go down a deep thing about animals in heaven, but we won't get into that right now.
What was the question?
A ton of things that'll be in heaven.
All right. I have everybody just give me whenever you have your answer, Chris, you give it to me and I'll put it up here.
I have mine.
Everybody answers. So you say you're from Dallas. What do you do for a living? What have you done for a living? And do you have any interests? What do you do? You know.
So
That's a good question.
So basically, like all of the jobs that I've had, like in high school and past high school, have been like serving jobs.
Okay.
And I recently got into bartending. Actually, I got a license, and I've been learning how to bartend. And besides that, I go to college. I go to UNT. I'm studying forensic biochemistry.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. UNT. Go. Wasn't that the thing?
Yeah. The Eagle Claw.
The Claw.
I think.
Okay. Something like that.
It's been
Yeah,
6 years
hell
there.
yeah,
I think
okay.
I remember things better because I happened to, I went there. So it's awesome.
He's UNT
find out
and
that she's going there. So yeah.
No. Yeah. So as you, you left us earlier, or as before we left abruptly, you were the last pooper. Yes. You were the poopy. So there's your.
So we're talking about
where's
this.
Where's your other card? Your question card.
That's right.
And now we'll go ahead and read the prompt card, and then go ahead and read your answers, and then we'll get back into this interview.
Okay, what's there a ton of in heaven? Black people. Black Jesus.
Oh goodness.
Guys.
Clean drinking water.
Yeah. Well, that I would hope.
I would hope.
Sniffing and kissing my feet.
Okay.
Sniffing and kissing.
Okay.
What's your okay?
I'm gonna go with Black Jesus.
That's mine.
Black Jesus. Look at this.
Listen. Every single time I have ever played Cards Against Humanity, I've won every single time, and I don't plan on losing my streak tonight, so I'm not taking it easy on you.
Okay, well then everybody in the room has heard your statement, and now I feel like everybody played a safe hand because you're like, you're on a podcast, you don't want to be offensive.
Who knows?
But who knows? But we're gonna go ahead and deal everybody back out a card here. And then, oh yeah, you haven't used one, so then that'll be Chris's. This will be mine, and then since you won, I believe you are now the reader.
You know what I'm thinking is, as far as like this randomly being thing, we don't have to. It's not whose turn it is. It's more like we're collectively doing this. So you saw me doing that one, you'd be like, okay, from that angle, you can finish it and put it there, and it's just a living thing. So if you want to. I started that pulling that block out. No, I'm just asking you right now. Yeah, just like.
Get it out without knocking it over. That's what that was.
No, I'm just like just thinking like it's doing it together.
So now everybody has a prompt card. So before we walked away, you were saying you go to UNT. You're enjoying the school out there at UNT.
Yeah.
And is it fun? Is it a fun environment? Like Matthew went there back in the day, and he's told.
Back in the day,
I remember,
what does that mean?
Shit, back in the day.
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah,
the 10.
You're good. Yeah,
2010, something like that.
Yes,
Am I right?
03 to 09. Yeah.
03 to 09. Okay, so Matthew was there in 03 to 09, and I always remember the talk between all of his friends, Chris included, of Denton, and it all sounded like wild times and fun times and great times. Is it still wild, fun, great times? Has that been your experience?
Yeah, so I one thing I did like about it was that there's like so many different like clubs and like communities, and they have so many events. So it's like if you have no homework and you're bored, there's literally something for you to do like any day.
Okay.
And also I was able to get into some really cool frat parties because my cousin is in a really big sorority over there. So shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to I think it's called Zeta.
Zeta.
Yeah, Zeta, something like that. But yeah, so she got me into a lot of really cool parties.
Oh, that's cool. Are you in a sorority or anything?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, it's too much work.
Right. No, I know. Shout out to all the people. It's like I remember that was always the thing, though. I feel like that's how you played it smart. Is like. You didn't necessarily join and pay for it. You went and you enjoyed other people. It's like you go to all of them. Because I remember I went and visited a friend of mine. Be friends with
people and have fun at other parties.
I was going to say I went and visited a buddy of mine that was a part of a fraternity at a college. And I remember I was just kind of being like, it was fun. I enjoyed myself. But I was like, man, I'd be like, what's that? That shit looks jumping. Let's go over here. And he's like, oh no, we can't fuck those guys. I'm like, those guys look like they're having
tribal.
Fun, man.
They're like limiting their fun. So that's cool. I'll just be friends with all. I'll have fun to each of them, and you just live in your little world where you hate each other.
Yeah, and it's like I know Chris and them. They used to go to all. Didn't y'all used to just pull up at frat parties in Waco?
Oh, that was at Baylor. Yeah, after the bars closed and stuff, we would just go crash Baylor parties.
Yeah.
Just like
but beer. You couldn't do that. You couldn't necessarily do that without blowing the spot up if you were a part of one of the other frats. So that's cool. I've never.
That was like, yeah, that was the whole.
Yeah, well,
that was
eventually at
like
the end, you
their
blow the
objective was
spot
a bit
up.
different. Yeah, they're
No, I know there were
just
some
went in and drank
rebel
until we got
rousers.
spotted, and then once they were like, "Hey, does anybody know these fucking guys?"
Anybody know these?
It's like,
dudes?
how'd the keg get floated already?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
chugging all the beer. Yeah.
Create a scene and
Yeah.
off in the mayhem.
Okay, so that's funny. So you said you say you just became a bartender? Do you work as a bartender out there in UNT?
No, in
the Denton
North
area?
Dallas.
North Dallas. Okay,
but
cool.
I'm not working right now because I just had a surgery.
That's
so.
fine. Well, okay. Well, hope a speedy recovery. Hope you're doing good.
We hope you
but
make
yeah,
it through.
Take your
Yeah.
time.
It's like, wait, it already happened.
Yeah,
What?
it looks like I'm making it through.
Well, you look great. No.
We're praying it goes well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, condolences. We'll let people
yeah.
Did you have that prompt
hopes and
card?
prayers.
You want to read that prompt card?
Yes.
Did you have your card?
Yeah. So this prompt says, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering from is called blank.
And I think everybody needs an extra card.
Yeah.
Matt, how many cards do you have? Do you have 10?
No, you passed out. You
Did I?
repassed them.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Let me see the prompt again.
And who's the officiator here? Just
It says,
who's
I'm
gonna
no-
be determining the points?
I'm
here?
no doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering
pretty sure it's
from
me.
is called blank.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to read that again, and I read it out
So that's
loud
the
for
thing.
her.
It's like trying to think what she's gonna enjoy the most, right? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a blind. Who do I give mine to? And they can like mix them up and all that shizzle. Well, here actually, I'm gonna stick mine upside down behind her, right here.
No, here, give it to me. I curate them all and I shuffle.
Okay, so you're the curator.
Yeah,
There
I'm
we
the
go.
card
That's
curator.
fine.
I'm the
Yeah.
card man. Speaking of the card curator, it made me think of something called the Pricemaster. Are you familiar with the Pricemaster being a Dentonite?
No.
Okay, well, the Pricemaster was something that we actually talked about here not all that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Denton-like legend from back in the day. It was a Denton legend from back in the day, and it was something that I remember and I knew about, but Matthew didn't necessarily, he wasn't quite aware of.
Yeah, and I went there and lived there. So it was interesting.
Yeah, he lived there, and it was like, it's funny. It's like, so it ended up, it's got like 1 point something million views on YouTube, but the guy did this as like a social experiment.
It was a 2-minute thing. Yeah.
He pulled it up. So at some point we could, we'll go fuck it. Go ahead and show it to her now.
Yeah, it's
so
a
she
2-minute little clip here.
Yeah. So you can see what the Pricemaster was. It's a local legend.
When was this video filmed?
Like 2000 and something, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like
The house is still there and looks very much the same. So this guy held a garage sale where everything was for sale. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh.
So everything was for sale, but nothing was for sale. So he would just charge. People would be like, "How much for this?" And he'd be like $100,000, and they'd be like,
No,
"We're
he
not
got up.
gonna buy that." Like,
yeah, it got up to be like $500,000. Like
it was ridiculous.
It keeps going.
Yeah, and it just got absurd. But it was a local legend. So either way, I figured, you're out there, you're actively going. We
It's
could
good to
tell
know.
you,
It's good
tell
to
you
know.
later
It's
where
a
that
little
actually.
fact.
that
I'm gonna
house
go
is.
to a garage sale in Denton and see if I can find him.
Unfortunately,
Acker.
the Pricemaster has passed away.
Yeah, he's moved on to.
So,
he's
but-
making deals in the
I'm not
afterlife.
laughing because it's funny. I'm not laughing.
No,
because
I
it's funny,
agree, but
like,
you're just like laughing at like, damn. Well,
I missed out.
That was a poor. Yeah, right. A lot of us missed out.
He's making
But
deals in the
any
afterlife.
chance I get to bring the Pricemaster or Mothman to somebody's life, I'd love to. So here are your cards from the question you asked us, and if you want,
I promise you, she has no idea about Mothman. We can get into that later.
The Mothman?
Do you?
So
I'm
I
sorry, I
actually
didn't mean
used
to
to
do
watch this show with my grandfather called was it Mountain Men, where like they would go hunting for like the Mothman and other things like that.
Yeah,
so I
see,
actually
something
did
like
watch
in
an
the-
episode. On,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I was
So
wrong.
know who
Okay,
he
Popular
is.
keep
guy,
going. I'm
man.
sorry, I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, no, his reputation precedes it, Matthew.
She's very cultured. She's
Yeah.
a smart girl. Most girls her age
People are
wouldn't know.
familiar
So she's
with-
an outlier. She's an outlier.
People are familiar with Richard
I'm like
Gere.
very informed on urban legends, except for that Pricemaster guy. That's the one I didn't.
Well, now hold on. I don't know if he's a
Yeah.
he's a real thing. He's not an urban legend.
Well,
Like,
All right.
it's not- I'm kidding.
Mikey,
I
there's
mean,
a
I
question.
swear it said something about urban legend on like the YouTube video. I think.
Oh
like, the
yeah, they'll
description
pin
or
it and they'll
something.
sell it however.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, so
Hey, what's your?
Oh, looks. Is he making love? Do you know?
What a nice little dog.
Oh, he's making
He's
me
got a
so
little Mississippi
bad.
leg hound in him, apparently.
Dude, he's
That's
making
what
me
they
look
call
so
that.
bad. He's embarrassing me. He does not act like this at
Well,
home.
yeah,
The one time I
okay.
bring
When's
him
the last
out,
time he's been on a
acts out.
podcast? Because I expected it to be better.
Hey, for those of y'all who can't see, this dog looks like a little smoky sausage, but he's a big,
And-
strong, handsome boy, and he's powerful, man. He
Yeah.
grabbed my leg.
I'm saying,
just
no, people
now.
teach their dogs how to be house
And he
trained
humped
and
it.
stuff. Go ahead and teach them
Dude.
podcast training. It helps.
This
every
dog-
dog.
I'll do better.
No, you're perfect.
This
You're perfect.
This dog's hilarious. I'm
Okay.
a
All right,
big
let's
fan.
get. Let's
Hey,
see what we got here.
So you have the prompt question. If you'd like to read the prompt question and see who the funniest
She's
person
got
in
it.
the
She
room
knows how
is
this
this
works.
round.
She's like, all right, Mikey, I know how this works.
All right, so I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering from is called penis breath.
Oh.
I've heard of that.
Shout out to E.T.
These are so
That
loud.
was the first time I ever heard that insult. Was when the movie E.T. when they're sitting around the
Okay.
table.
BC.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like,
so
shut up, penis.
I'm no
That's funny.
doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering from is called swamp ass.
Yeah, that'll get you,
We've all
especially
been there.
summertime out there walking around a lot.
I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering from is called my horny son.
Oh, whoa. Well,
Suffering, is that word?
suffering, I don't know. Depending, for some people, that'd
Enjoy.
be pleasure. That'd be
It
enjoyable.
all depends
Some
on
people
the
are yearning
recipient
for things
of
like
his
that.
behavior.
I'm not, but some people.
I mean, keep going.
All right, so the final one. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure what you're suffering from is called the only gay person in 100 miles.
He's humping her again. The only
He's right. Yep.
He looks guilty.
he's
I'm so
like,
sorry.
damn. He's like, damn. I did hump her.
So honestly, I want to say whoever had the penis breath one. I mean, I feel
I'll
like
take
I got-
that. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's enjoyable. That's nice. Nice to win one every now and then. Everybody's got.
There's
their
a
cards
mouth,
back.
so there
These
must
are
be
the,
breath.
Yeah. So now everybody has. Their
There's a head and a
cards.
mouth. There has to be breath.
All right. So with that being said,
Oh, that's keep going.
I'm coming for our guest title and our crown. Since she said she's the queen.
Let's keep it clean, buddy.
Curate of this game. I'm gonna what's it called? I have to. Oh, good. No, that's not. That's ridiculous. This is blank plus blank equals.
Well,
that's a lot. That's a multi.
I'll tell you what. I
Yeah.
think this game is slanted towards the style of humor. I don't even understand it. But what's next?
I agree. I agree very much with that. If you like blank, you might be a redneck.
Oh, here we go.
That's a fun one. I like the you might be a redneck jokes. Those are ones that the Blue
Jeff
Collar Comedy
Foxworthy.
Tour got by with those for a long
Oh no,
time.
they made
lot
livelihoods
of money.
on. It's fine if they made you laugh. It's all that
everybody
matters.
hated the fact that they found out Larry the Cable Guy was
Is
like,
a gig? Is an act? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you laugh?
It's because he believed the
Did you
lie.
laugh?
It's almost like, have you watched professional wrestling? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I'm gonna tell you, that's fake too.
That's like Duck Dynasty.
Wait.
People being like all the guys they didn't have beards and all that before they were just
They're
like
all
regular
like,
dudes, and then they grew them out and then everybody
Right.
loved them. So that's like us. We don't like each other, but this is showbiz.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
show business, baby.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, so what was the question? I've lost.
The question was, no, that's the one I won. Sorry, I was reading my victory card. Stop humping.
It's like,
each
it's
other.
over. I hate you. Wait, that's.
If you like blank, you might be a redneck.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
On the card, is this somebody's answer card right here? Yeah. 2 answer cards. Shuffle these up. Or
Yes,
in a
yes.
second.
Somebody else must be the maestro of shuffling. And I'm actually allergic to cards. I shouldn't be touching
Shuffle
them.
those, and
I
then.
think I need one more card. I have 9. We're supposed to have 10, right?
Why are you sitting like that?
I think you're supposed to have like between 20 and 30.
No, we have 10.
Yeah, 10. That's
need
why I
a
was saying I
card?
need to get another one. Thank you.
This is how she cheats.
Okay.
Just letting you know that. I don't know her. I'm joking.
Oh, she ran into that hard.
She okay?
Yeah, she. Oh my god.
What did she run into?
I was trying
The
to get her off
table,
of
the
there
leg of
because
the
she was
table.
about to stir something up and she bonked her little.
Oh,
head
they got
so
heads
hard.
built for this. I'm sorry, Lily.
They do. They're so strong.
Look at her.
Her cranium is like a
And now her
football helmet.
boyfriend's
Should be
coming to
okay.
check on her. He's like, "Hey, let my girl go."
It's okay, Lily.
Okay. So, do we have everybody's cards? We might as well just read this.
You almost knocked the Jenga
Oh,
over.
speaking of Jenga.
Yeah.
Jenga,
So, yeah.
But it don't fall down.
Yeah, I'm gonna create a new game. It's called like when you're not supposed to touch the table with the legs, and if you do, you can
It's
pee on
hard.
them.
It's really hard.
I know it's a
Matthew.
tough game. It's
really-
a tough
maybe
game,
the table
Mikey.
should be a little higher.
Go get me one, buddy.
Okay. You might be a Oh, I'm sorry. If you like blank, you might be a redneck. Let's see. Fucking all my dad's friends. Damn, you might be a redneck.
It's a chance, I guess.
If you like fucking all my dad's friends, you might be a redneck. I could see that maybe. Yeah, exactly. That is very true.
Might. I need to definitively not speaking.
If you like kayaking with my sluts, you might be a redneck. Look here, dude. I'm gonna go kayaking with my sluts.
The kayaking sounds fun.
You might, if you like critical race theory, you might be a redneck. If you like it.
Yeah, you're assuming that
No.
all of them understand what that even
think I do.
means.
Critical race theory, yeah. That's true. That's a good assumption. If you like a homoerotic volleyball montage, you might be a redneck. That's a winner.
I promise you they understand what that is.
That's yours? Yeah, there you go. I like that.
That's something every man or
But
human
also too, though, the
understands.
runner-up, which was fucking all my dad's friends. That actually should have been the winner. 'cause
Mikey's a
that
blue
was-
guy. These people, you like blue things. It's fine. That's people like.
But
blue
that
things.
one won.
Tear that card in half and give me the other.
Oh, Chris, that was your card.
That was my card.
Okay, so everybody else has a 10th card?
Oh,
Everybody have 10 cards?
3, 4, 5.
So you read that one again, Poopy.
No, I need one more, please, sir.
A 2-answer one.
Get rid of it. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing 2
I
answers.
think 2 answer cards are too much. And
Amen, brother. We're taking a stand right here, right now on the Mike and Me podcast. Do you like the 2 answer cards?
Yeah, we're not sure.
It might be too much fun.
Was that yours? This was on the table.
We won't have just the right amount of fun. Not too much fun.
Okay. Next on ESPN2, the World Series of.
Oh, okay. Where'd my cards go? Where'd my fucking cards go? Did I? Oh, there they are. Next on ESPN, the World Series of.
Who shall I give my card to?
I'm the card curator.
Oh, so yes, it's a fixed position, a job, unless you happen to be the maestro.
ESPN2, the World Series of.
Okay, so
the Ocho, would it be? Yeah, that's good.
You work. You say you work at you had been working at a bar in Dallas. Did you have any fun stories? Or from there or from Denton? Because I know we had been talking about Denton. I thought maybe you said earlier you had some fun story, but
yeah. Well,
here we go.
Well, I mean, I think it's funny, but
we probably will.
Like whenever I was first, starting out at UNC, like the first day that I went to go move my stuff into my dorm. So I remember we had just dropped my stuff off, and me and my best friend were going to Chipotle, and I saw this guy, and he had a poodle that was dyed pink and blue, and I had never seen that before. So I don't know. I thought that was
a pink and blue
pretty crazy.
poodle.
Yeah, a pink and blue poodle right there on the campus. It was insane.
It's like, why would you? People
I
just
did,
get
honestly,
crazy.
I didn't think anyone would notice I was even there, but apparently.
Oh, I thought they were doing something. I thought he was, but dude, he's trying to hump that dog again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that's it's extravagant. I feel like I wonder how much is what's the going rate? Matt, ask what's the going rate on
500.
No, on getting a dog.
Snip 'em?
Like died, like having them died, like two-toned.
I mean, it depends on the quality of a job you want. But,
Chat GPT.
I mean, I've started a consulting business. And, you want an honest answer?
Why not? Let's see, because I'm interested. What's the going rate of getting your dog two-tone faded paint job? What's the going rate on a two-tone paint job?
Pink and blue.
Here's your. In the meantime, while you're finding that. There's your cards.
Looking for 30 to 50 around this area for full hair dye, so I imagine it'd be less than $100. You could probably get it done.
Dang, you can get a pug two-tone paint job for less than $100.
Yeah,
we might look into that. I could see a flaming lily pug. That'd be pretty dope because she's fast. Like paint her like a comet. Yeah. Like paint her like a fucking like a Hot Wheel.
This is fun. This is
next
good.
Next on ESPN2, the World Series of Puberty.
Oh, how something.
The World Series of Puberty?
Yep. Next on ESPN2, the World Series of White People.
Oh, that already exists? No, actually, no. Well, it depends on...
The
World we watching Series tennis? No. What are we watching? Oh, lacrosse.
That would be lacrosse, yeah.
I gotta do White People. I know that's...
Well, you've married one,
I'll take
so
that.
how could
I'll
you
take
not?
that. Look at that. And that's a good sense of humor, ladies and gentlemen. That's what
that was my favorite one by far.
Yeah. So, and what else? So, what have you? What's the craziest thing you've seen on the job of something?
So for a while, I was a server at a Olive Garden in Oak Cliff where I was living.
Wait, your family when you're there, but yeah.
What?
I'm sorry.
When
you hear your family, I'm sorry, I was making a bad joke. You can keep going.
So, yeah, I had a lot of crazy stories from working at that Olive Garden.
Dude, I get them.
Really? Yeah, I mean,
think of the people that go to yeah.
So basically, this one time I was working a closing shift, and it was on a Saturday, so we were working till like 11 p.m. And I had this one friend that I was working with, and he had like a one top come in, just one single guy, and this guy comes in and he's like, hey, like, I'm blind, I can't see, can y'all help me get my way to the bathroom? So the host, help him along and everything. Afterwards, like, they take him to his table, they're like, hey, like, here's your table, the menu, everything, like, your servers will be with you. And so my friend came over, he was like, hey, he was like, like, how can I help you, what would you like? And on the menu, he points, he's like, hey, I want this. And so immediately we're kind of like, oh, that's like interesting. Like, there's no braille on these menus. Like, how does he know what it says? And so, usually Saturday nights are really busy, but, it was kind of like, slow this night. So whenever it's slow, all of the servers, just kind of go hang out at like the bar with the bartender, talk and everything. And so this guy was sat near the bar, not directly in front of the bar, but close to it. And so he ordered this alcoholic drink. So the bartender, makes the drink. We're laughing and talking, so we kind of get sidetracked and, don't bring the drink over immediately. And from off in the distance, we hear, hey, like, that's my drink. Like, my drink is ready. I want my drink. And so we're like, maybe he just heard,
Maybe it's Ben Affleck from Daredevil.
And
seriously.
And so, we bring him the drink. We're like, that's weird. So then later... his server Alec is like, yeah, like, this guy, said he's blind, but he's acting kind of weird. Like, I saw him on his phone on like the Uber app.
Oh my god.
And so Alec's like, all right, here's your check. Like, I'll be back in a second, if you want to pay with like, cash or card, whatever. And so all of a sudden we hear like, stop him. And so this guy is like running out of the front of the store, and there's an Uber literally parked right in front of the door.
Getaway car.
So he literally just like slides into the Uber and they're gone.
It's all about a getaway car, dude.
Is that the thunder?
Yes. Yeah,
wow. Such
our
good
production's
timing.
pretty
good.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, this guy literally just jumped off into the Uber, and so like my friend was like kind of like chasing them across the parking lot for a little bit.
Man, Chris, if only we had Uber back in the day.
God, dude. So I was gonna say, yeah, it's like, and then the blind man ran out and said, "Be saying you."
Yeah, seriously.
Hopped in his
Yeah.
Uber. Did you?
You
What
keep
was your
talking.
favorite? Did you take home the breadsticks from there, or were you a fan of any of the food? Did you have anything you took home?
So actually, before I transferred jobs, they had a food. Well, so they'd had this entree out before, but they took it off the menu and brought it back. It's called a steak gorgonzola, like pasta, something like that. And so whenever they brought it back out, like they let all the servers try it before the guests did, And I tried it and it was really good. And I got hooked on them for a little while before I left, and I gained a little bit of weight from eating, an entire entree like every night. But it was really good.
I imagine that could happen. That's a lot of carbs,
Mhm.
a lot of carbs floating around over there. And I would say, I was devastated. So I used to work at Specs, and I delivered liquor to these places like Chili's and all the RIP to TGI Fridays. Are they around still?
No.
They're gone?
Yeah,
I think they're gone.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no.
Or-
I'm thinking of First.
Yeah, I worked
I
there for a
love
couple
First.
years.
First.
TGI Fridays dead, and then, or I don't know, at least the one
I
around
think
here.
they're dead. I think.
There's either way, I delivered
worked
all
there
those
for
spots.
a year or two
and
in college.
Yeah.
During college, I was a waiter.
But it was a dope spot in a way. It's like, I hate that they're gone. Like, it was nostalgic. I'm not saying I like their food,
Chili's
but
better.
the one in Addison looked pretty cool. It had a cool vibe. The manager was exactly what you would expect. He reminded me of like Shane Gillis from the car salesman thing, or he takes his glass. Guy Fieri. Yes. Okay. Him making fun of Guy Fieri. So I remember
Who's keeping them in business?
I don't know. I know they have
shit. That's like Lon John's. Somebody said
they're still open.
that's like somebody.
Yeah, Matthew's keeping him in business. He worked there in college. He don't stop. He
Yeah.
owns the entire company, actually.
That's like somebody.
Breaking news on the podcast.
I saw somebody put a video up not long ago, like on the internet, and they were talking about like who's keeping Long John Silver's alive, and then they sent like these pictures. He put up these. He's like, "Who's eating this?" And I'm like,
One question I have is,
"Oh, he's not wrong."
Patron alive?
Pizza. Okay.
Your people.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some like money laundering going on or something.
They've accepted pesos. I'm
Like,
not even joking. I remember
Yeah,
seeing-
no,
so that
for
answers
real.
your
They
question.
do.
Like,
They do accept
That's freaking weird.
the camera drop.
More specifically,
what was that?
Alyssa's keeping them alive.
Alyssa.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's gotten
I'm not
Pizza
gonna
Patron,
lie.
like,
Did
the
you say
last two-
our people?
Honestly-
Did you say our people?
Honestly, I'm not gonna be hating.
You know what? I'm proud.
I like.
I do not like Pizza Patron.
I fuck with Pizza Patron. It is. You're not wrong. It literally is
It's
a molecule away from what they encase it in and serve it to you with the cardboard box. It's a couple of molecules off the stuff, the crust and stuff from being cardboard.
Yeah.
That's like, did you know some of those? This isn't even a joke. I don't think. Like, I could be wrong. Matt can figure it out. I'm okay with being wrong. But the butter that you put like on like at Mexican restaurants that you can put like on the butter you squeeze out in the little thing on the table. Have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant that has it? Usually they're shitty ones like jalapeno tree and stuff like that. Have y'all ever? Is anybody Bueller?
Oh, crickets.
Anybody cricket? Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, I've been to a lot of Mexican restaurants in my life.
Never
And I don't think I've seen
We'll look it
Like
up.
the ones in like the little cup, kind of. Are you talking
No,
about
it's
those?
literally in a squeeze bottle
And
that
it's
they will.
butter?
Yes,
Oh, I know
it
what
is.
you're talking about. I mean, I know that.
It's like
What kind of Mexican restaurant?
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Almost like the.
it's like a ketchup.
Ketchup and mustard style.
Yeah,
like
no,
bottles
I
that you
understand
put in
that,
red
but I'm just not.
But I mean, like, okay, so I've
You
never
literally-
seen that at like a restaurant, but for like elotes and stuff. You know?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're
Yes.
thinking of elotes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've never seen
but
that in
not-
a
but,
Mexican
yeah,
restaurant.
not
They
Mexican
say
restaurants.
apparently that shit is like technically like a molecule away or something from being like plastic or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not surprised.
That shit's
I mean,
not
it tastes
far.
good. I don't really mind.
See?
I'm here for a
And
good
that-
time, not a
I
long
wouldn't
time.
mess with it.
Isn't that crazy? That's like also the like Red Bull. Apparently, that's not
Well,
that's
you
not
know,
good for you either way.
apparently Cheerios
I had
has
a
a
I had a
lawsuit
friend of
around for
mine.
having lead in their
What?
Cheerios. Cheerios.
Cheerios. Oh
Apparently,
yeah.
like there's like there's a lawsuit because there's like straight up lead in their Cheerios.
Ooh, you know what? I've been eating
So,
on a fruity pack of Cheerios for the past weeks. Maybe I could get in on that.
Fruity Cheerios.
Yeah.
Y'all remember when everybody was getting fucked up from eating bad Jif or whatever, peanut butter?
You know
or
what?
Peter Pan?
You know what's funny you say that is like the other day I saw this on our like Amazon account. We got like a notification saying there was a recall on one of Ciela's products, and I had no idea that this was a thing on Amazon. And so I scrolled down, and like from 2022, there was like 2 orders where Matthew ordered Jif peanut butter, and there was a recall on it, and he still ate it.
Oh, Matt, I would not. I would not be worried about Matt. Matt's the except Matt. The camera.
Luckily,
the
Ciela
camera
wasn't
dropped.
alive yet,
Okay.
so she didn't consume that.
I would not be worried about Matt. Matt can, what?
Like I said, I'll pay extra for that.
I remember I came over and he had the Budak ramen, whatever it is, the spicy ramen. Bulak. What? Bulak?
Bulldog. It's like
Bulldog.
Buldak.
Bulldog ramen. Do want the bulldog? Do want the bulldog? So either way, I remember eating that. That messed my stomach up. That had me like, I can't. My brother gave it to me, and he was like, "Hey man, you can have it." It messed my stomach up. I ate it, messed my stomach up. I think it was okay with him.
No, it was like, cause no, that was the thing.
Something's falling.
I asked you about it, and I was like, "Oh, that's the floor cam now." I got you. No, because you I had asked you if you had tried the other ones yet. Yeah. And you were like, yeah, I did. I didn't like them. You were like, they fucked me up. I was like, really? Because they were good.
I loved it. They tasted good. I thought they were amazing. Yeah, no. But they to me, I think, did this thing turn off? No, it didn't. We just lost the feed.
I know what's going on. You just keep talking.
I'll keep talking.
Yeah, I'll cover everything else.
Okay. So all this, what's up, little bear? So how long have you had Bear here? This is a sweet little boy. I like this little fella. How long have you had this little meat?
So I actually have had him since my freshman year of high school. I got him.
Freshman year of high school?
Mm-hmm. So we've been rocking together for about almost, how long has it been? Like 6 years now? Yeah, he'll be 6 in a couple months.
Right on.
When were you born again?
When was I born? Like the year? Or
what year? Yeah, that's what he asked. What year were you born?
2005.
Oh, 5?
Mm-hmm.
God, that's insane. That is insane. That's crazy. 2005? How old are you? I'm not good at math.
I'm 20.
20? Man, that's insane. Yeah, that's old. So how you feel about life? You feel like you got life? You got a good grasp of life at 20 years old in 2025?
I mean, yeah, I think so. As good as I can have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to have a grasp of anything.
No, I remember being 20. You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying about age-wise or anything. I'm saying it's hard to get a grasp of anything.
Like in general.
Like regardless of, your age in this day and age, it's like there's so much, there's so much information out there that it's like, it's difficult to parse out, any of it. So it's like, shout out, to you for,
existing.
Because I didn't know. It was like, when I was 20, I was 20, I had, it was like, I knew a little bit, but I feel like I didn't really pay attention to, I didn't feel like I had a grasp on the world. If you had asked me that question, it's like, I don't know, maybe bravado and shit like that would have had me answer it that way. Yeah, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
But, like,
no, exactly. It's like I remember being 20 and thinking like, I know how this is going to work out. I'm going to do this. This is a decision I'm going to make and this and that. And then you're like...
It was a totally different world then, too.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like that was my point, is that me at 20 saying that was...
Sorry, buddy.
20 in fucking 03.
Yeah.
So
I don't believe it.
It's a totally different world that I had to figure out then.
I hate you. I'm sorry.
Those bugs,
man.
Now, now in 2025,
I'm sorry.
it's like I can't imagine being 20 years old.
Yeah.
Missing.
Me either sometimes, honestly.
Yeah. No,
Where are we at? Where are we at with this stuff?
We're just talking.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know if this was part of the game. That's all I was asking.
No, I was getting.
good?
Do you
Okay,
have 10
cool.
cards? No, I'm about
I'm
to-
good. I'm back. I'm live.
Who's? I won.
Remember?
Yes, that's right. So then I pull the black card, and I am the, I'm the proprietor of comedy at this moment. Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist the blank?
Could you pass me a card?
How can I resist the blank? If it's a crap card, I will exchange cards.
Okay, I have a lot of crap cards.
If they're crap cards, give me all your crap cards, and I'll give you better.
Who's the part-time maestro since he's the man? Who do I give my card to?
You'll be the card maestro.
Huh?
Everybody will give me their cards, and we'll pass them to you.
Gosh, responsibilities.
Stole my cards.
Huh? What, you need 5?
Definitely
A
stole my
one,
cards.
2,
No,
3, 4, 5.
4, 5.
These are your 5 bad cards, right here.
Yes.
Okay. So, I have something I'm going to talk about, or another question I'm going to ask for.
Can I trade these 3?
You need 3. You need 3 cards.
Yes.
Crappy cards. Uno, dos, tres. We must stop a tear.
I must stop.
Okay. Anybody else have crap cards? They need new cards. Everybody have their answers. Get your answers ready again. Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist the blank? I'm a bullrat.
Yep, you just give your cards to me.
He needs 2 cards. Mama, here I go again. I cannot resist the blank. Give them to Matthew.
Yeah.
Matt's card curator. Give your answers to Steph. Steph will.
Wait, I thought I got you gave the answers to me. I'm the kid. Wait, there's 2 rows. He just said give your cards to Matt. I thought I'm the guy who's.
You take the cards. Give your cards to Matt, and then to shuffle them.
Okay, so wait, I just gave you my answer card.
But I gave it to Matt.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay,
So
okay,
give
okay.
your answers to Matthew.
Okay.
I've got 2 cards so far. One's mine. One's hers. So.
Oh, there it goes.
Are they right here?
No, give it to
No,
Matt.
they're Matt.
And then Chris, have you given yours?
No, what was the question?
The question is, Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist a blank? How can I resist?
How can you?
Blank. It's spaghetti. Y'all familiar with spaghetti? Spaghetti.
Dude.
It's spaghetti. You know.
Dude, I've seen them twice live, and I've been on stage with Tim and Eric.
All right, there we
I've
go.
got multiple shirts of Tim and Eric.
Spaghetti.
Tim and Eric is like one of the biggest influences
favorite.
in my humor. Yes, I'm very familiar with spaghetti.
Spaghetti. That was literally
Spaghetti. Spaghetti. He hides behind plants and stuff.
Yes, dude, I
He's
love
got
him.
the food on his-
And
he's
he's
got
like
the bald
the shit
yes.
hair like there. We gotta pull up a video. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
shuffle
can
those
only have
up.
so many jobs.
Shuffle the cards. Hand the cards.
I've only got 4. How many
Shuffle
people?
them
How many
around
should
a
I
couple.
have?
4.
We got 4.
And then hand them to me.
4.
1, 2.
Wait, I thought
4.
There can only be 4
There's
answers.
an optical illusion occurring.
Okay.
Okay. So
Spaghetti.
So the spaghetti. All right, now pull up spaghetti, and I will answer this question. Of here we go. Here's the question. I know everybody's hanging on all this on every word. Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist the clitoris? How can I resist the clitoris? That's a good one, right? That's not bad. How can you?
You're spooky.
Some cannot. However, some can. You know, it scares others. That reminds me of the song. That right there, that answer. How can you resist the clitoris? And the way I was saying it reminds me of the Friends episode. Y'all familiar with Friends? You watch Friends?
I've never watched any of it.
You've never watched any of it?
No.
Interesting.
I actually
so you
pride
either
myself on that.
Were you born?
2005.
the tracks. So it's either
That's like that'd be like.
So you
guys
either-
never watched The Odd Couple?
yeah. You either have something to look forward to, or it wouldn't be, or you're gonna watch it and be like, this sucks, not for me.
Yeah, I think I just be like, no, this isn't for me.
Okay, yeah, but either way, there was a part in that where Joey had gone. He had done a part in a play, and everybody showed up to see him, and he was like a psychiatrist, like talking to somebody I think that wanted to be a man or something, and he was like, "All you want is to tinkle, but you envy the schwang, a thing from which you can tinkle or vaguely simply let hang." It just reminded me of that, so there you go.
So, oh, never mind. It moved. There was a bug on your shirt,
Was
but
there
it just
a bug?
flew away.
Yeah, well, I'm the Mothman. They heard me summoning him.
And this is spaghetti.
Oh.
That's not going on. Let me get
Yeah, you just need to go to him. Spit.
Yeah, because they end up using multiple things.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's
keep
a good
going.
one. That's it.
No,
No, that's
in
it.
the background. No, there's a funnier version.
These two office workers are planning ahead for their weekly staff meeting, but what they can't possibly plan for is a surprise
looks
visit
scary.
from Spaghetti.
You're on camera. These guys so spooked. I got you. I spooked you. You should have seen your faces. My name's Spaghetti. I do parties, and you say my card.
It's
and
Spaghetti.
you need someone to spook you.
I saw somebody back there. I thought it was our boss's kid because he'd been back there for like 10 minutes messing around. And then he jumped out and I saw that it wasn't a kid. It was actually a full dog. It was kind of surprising. It wasn't a kid.
Gotcha. It's
Yeah, so that's spaghetti. Gotcha.
Okay, so the last one. All right, so the next one is Mamma Mia, how can I resist natural selection? Interesting. And that's when reality. That's when it's just a sombering. You can't run.
There's no
from that.
resisting.
It's sombering. It's a sombering thought. Mamma Mia, how?
What's the saying? You lay back and enjoy it. Keep going.
Oh, how can I resist drinking gasoline to see what it tastes like?
I love seeing her face.
That's not bad, dude. Mamma Mia, how can I resist permanent orgasm face disorder?
This is the game Mikey wanted to play.
Due to how it rhymes. This one, the clitoris. Did you win?
Yeah.
It rhymed so well. Mamma Mia, like that. It rhymed well.
How does that rhyme?
But the way I was saying
The
it.
way he said
Okay, well, can you repeat it? Because I forgot.
Mamma
what it
Mia,
sounded.
how can I resist the clitoris? Versus
That's
Mamma
funny.
Mia.
How did that rhyme? I don't know. I don't.
No, just the way it felt. Maybe not rhyme was the
Okay,
wrong
next-
thing.
tell us
okay,
about
so
your
like
life.
You misused your words. Okay.
Oh, I misused my
Yeah.
words. Oh.
Yeah, I think she's calling you out,
Interesting.
baby.
Perhaps.
We might learn a thing or two with this girl.
That's interesting.
You might learn something.
All right. That's good. We can do that.
If you're trying to teach a grown man, no, I'm joking.
What's your question for?
Oh, okay. Actually, okay. Yeah, I was so a couple weeks ago when we were talking about books, funny books. My wife leads not okay. Whatever. We got to interesting books.
okay.
We got to a topic. She didn't pick the books either way. She brought up a book. As we were talking in the kitchen. And it involved the character that you're quite familiar with. Not Mothman, but I would say he might be Mothman's friend. Who would you guess one of Mothman's good friends is? Maybe his best friend, honestly.
Richard Gere.
No, but yes. Like in that world, that realm of those those characters or entities, who might Mothman hang out with? Roughly his same size, possibly.
Same size as Mothman.
Everyone, he's more famous than Mothman.
Oh, Sasquatch.
Yes, Bigfoot.
Sasquatch.
So what's that book that you're talking about?
Okay, so before I get into this, let me preface this by saying that I have not read this book. It just popped up as an Instagram reel on my Instagram, so that's how I learned about it. And then, I read a little summary of it because, like morbid curiosity. So this book is called Breeding with Bigfoot. If that gives you...
Breeding with Bigfoot?
If that gives you any idea of what it's about. So, from my understanding, the way the plot of the book goes, again, because I haven't read it, so I'm not 100% sure. But this woman is camping with her boyfriend out in the wilderness, and Bigfoot is out there. So she catches her boyfriend cheating on her with a Bigfoot.
With a Bigfoot?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
and then
you know what they say? Big feet, big feet.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No, her description, no,
Makes
but
sense.
no, let the lady describe it. Because for someone who didn't read the book, she knows a lot. But keep going.
I didn't read it. I read summaries. But yeah, but also it goes on to say that, you know, after she found her boyfriend, you know, cheating on her with them, she's like, well, I might as well give him a turn. So she tries him out, and then she ends up getting pregnant.
With Littlefoot.
Yeah.
The dinosaur.
And so then there's this part where Bigfoot is like, well, if you want, you know, the baby to like survive in you and like get the nutrients that it needs, you have to drink my how'd you put it?
Yeah, what, your baby batter.
Special juice.
Your baby batter.
Every day.
Special juice.
What the fuck?
And this girl didn't read the book, but
Yeah,
knows an awful lot about it.
No, there's more.
It gets better.
Yeah, I didn't.
Somebody who's strictly.
Well, let me just add when she told me about the fact that she came across this post on Instagram. She specifically told me, yeah, I saw this and I thought it was so disturbing that I reported it.
I did report it on Instagram.
Yes.
I think it's actually still under review. I'm pretty sure they haven't. You know,
Well, we're doing
Instagram
our
doesn't really
best to bring
care
it
about
down.
their guideline stuff. Honestly, like.
Yeah, it's kind of it is shocking.
Because like, why would you
regardless
not
of
prioritize
it's
that?
my
regardless of not getting reported or not, it is shocking what stuff like gets by. Anyhow.
yeah. So if it's funny, Mikey.
How many cards does everybody have? First of all.
I need one more card. Do you need one more?
But it's like while we're doing that, I just want to ask, as a Bigfoot enthusiast, how does that make you feel?
What
the
about
book?
Bigfoot breeding with other people? I don't know. To me,
Well,
it's
I feel like I thought you said that he forced himself on the guy.
Well, you
The
know,
first time
one
he told
summary
me it wasn't
said that it was
consensual.
like rape, and then one summary said it wasn't. So
Well, look, I'm not.
I can't confirm because again, I haven't
look,
read it.
Here's the thing.
Okay, so at what point have you read enough summaries to read the book?
I can't. Yeah, that's. A
I
good
mean, I've
question.
only read like 3 summaries, so I don't think that
How
costs.
long were these summaries?
They were probably like, you know, brief paragraphs.
How long was the book?
I don't know how many pages it is. I didn't look into it.
Short, so I've read 78% of the book.
Yeah, she hasn't read the book,
No,
but
I
I think you could
read
teach on it. And, are we ready?
Yes.
If you can't be with the one you love, love blank.
Oh.
There's this famous song that's based on. If you can't be with the one you love, the
I'm the
song
card
is paying off
curator.
as love the one you're with.
Love
but
the
it's,
one you're with.
Yeah, that's playing on something there.
I'd like to thank everybody for participating and playing this game for me to win.
Yeah, it's
so
been
handedly.
great.
It's gonna be easy. It's
If
gonna be
you
another-
can't be with the one you love, love blank.
the one.
Yeah, the cards have it. Yeah, it's a yeah.
Bam! Give me that.
So
what
can
do
I get
you-
a spot on this
I
one,
guess
buddy?
we'll see.
Someone can get
I
a
guess-
spot on that.
I
Thank
guess
you.
this is a test of
Teamwork.
how well
Yeah.
I know my husband's humor.
No, we're not enemies in this. This is
That is true. That
It
is
is true, but I have really bad cards.
There's your answer.
We're helping each other to see how big. it can
That's
get.
the thing, you know, and that's
I even traded like 5 of them.
you know,
and I still
y'all
thought
both
they were
y'all
pretty
traded 5. I haven't traded. I've traded no cards
I haven't
so
traded any
so
either.
far. I haven't traded any, and I've
All right,
been winning.
everybody. Here we go. We ready for this?
Yeah.
If you can't be with the one you love, love Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I'm not a fan of him. He's
If you
not even.
can't-
Dolph
Dude, don't get me
Lundgren's-
started on Bill
Dolph
Nye,
Lundgren's
honestly.
more qualified to be a science guy than
Yeah, dude.
Bill
No,
Nye.
don't get me going. If you can't be with the one you love, love a sad hand job. If you can't be with the one you love seething with resentment.
Damn. You know what? I know. You know.
Where's the fun cards? What happened to the fun cards? Okay, if you can't be with the one you love telling a shitty story that goes nowhere. But bingo.
I've done those. Who's that? Who won that? Telling a shitty story that goes nowhere?
Of course I
Of course you won.
Give him the black card.
did.
Do you want to guess which one was my card?
No. Say no.
See if I know his humor. Just kidding.
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
No. Why would
Seething with quiet resentment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody need a card.
It's like, that's my life,
Quiet
everybody.
resentment, guys.
No, that's a good guess.
It was a good guess, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Did you
right,
need a
so.
card?
No, it's the most right card you probably had. Probably the best option you had.
It was literally the best option.
Yeah,
for
all you do is you play the best options you
So I
got.
was second. I was second, Chris.
So,
get rid of these.
First one.
do you read
I
any
was
other
close
books?
behind.
Do you what else are you into? Like, are you into the spooky, cryptic shit? Like Bigfoot, Mothman? Is that something up your alley, or you just stumble across?
I mean, if I come across like something about them, then I'll read it. But I don't go actively, looking for like information. On them or
What do you
anything.
think the weirdest shit that you believe in is? What would be the most like controversial opinion you have? Like the weirdest, like
Yeah.
Like what? Like believing
Like-
in aliens?
well, believing in aliens, believing in, like I believe in the possibility that Mothman could have been a real thing, rather than
Yeah.
just a phenomena of like mass hysteria.
Like there's
Like pigeons or
Actually,
spies?
no, this is perfect. Okay, so
you go.
I read this like report from a long time ago. What was it? There's these things called the Kelly-Hopkinsville aliens. I read a whole story about like this family's encounter with them, like way out in the middle of nowhere. And after reading that, I was kind of convinced that like their existence like actually has to be real. We can probably look up the story that I read about them. Like
Check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're called the Kelly-Hopkinsville aliens, I believe is what they're called. But yeah, so there was this family that was like living out in the middle of nowhere, country family. And there had been reports of like police officers and stuff seeing like UFOs in the area before like they encountered them. But this family told this whole story, like incredibly detailed, about how these aliens like came up to their house, like they were shooting at them, and they were basically kind of like bulletproof. And the cops were like, oh, well, like y'all must have been like on, drugs or something. So like they drug tested them and like did like a lie detector test too, I think, and everything came out like clear of them being truthful.
No, apparently this incident is considered one of the most significant and well-documented cases in UFO history.
Wow.
Yeah. It's known as the Hopkinsville Goblins case, or Kelly Green Men case, refers to an alleged close encounter with extraterrestrial beings that took place near the communities of Kelly and Hopkinsville in Christian County, Kentucky on the night of August 21st, 1955. According to reports, 5 adults, 7 children arrived at Hopkinsville police station claiming that small alien creatures from a spaceship had been attacking their farmhouse. They had been defending themselves with gunfire for nearly 4 hours. 2 of the adults, Elmer Sutton and Billy Ray Tyler, described shooting at short, dark figures who repeatedly appeared at doorways or appeared in windows. There's a lot of information, so yeah, that's seems like something to definitely believe is true.
Yeah. So, what do you think? No, it's like that one reminds me of like the one in Kenya or whatever, where all the school kids saw the UFO thing come down, where it was a big, corroborated story. So,
I gotta know what.
Go ahead.
Question. What's something that you believe that there's no evidence for?
Yeah.
That you have faith that it's a thing, like literally believe in it, but there's no actual evidence that exists for it, outside of other people who might believe in it.
I don't know.
It's a tough question. If you don't have an answer, that's cool. But it's
Yeah, I
almost
don't
like
think I have an answer.
ghosts or it'd be like aliens. That's dogma, yeah. That's cool if you don't have an answer, but it's a deep question.
Maybe fairies. I feel like nobody has proof of fairies, but I feel like fairies could be a thing.
You think fairies could be real?
Mm-hmm.
What's your what's your thought of them? You can't whatever that understanding is. How would you describe it?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Keep going. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's interesting though. I agree.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
I apologize.
No. I mean, I think the fairies.
Yeah.
I remember I had a buddy of mine, some kid, I knew when I was young, told me about a story about when his older brother claimed that he had seen like a troll or like a leprechaun one time, and I'm like, okay, shut the front door. No way.
Keep all the front doors closed.
No way your brother saw. How did he? Tell me. So he's talking about this story about how his brother was riding his bike his bike. He's riding his bike around and like, I can't remember. I think he was around like some old, like some warehouse or something, like around like, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The thunder just.
Oh shit. So he's riding his bike around this like old, like a warehouse or something on like a weekend when no trucks were out there or whatever. And apparently he's like doing BMX stuff or whatever and doing all this shit. And like, apparently like he claimed that his brother like did a trick and he fell. And like, as he like, when he fell, like he was going to stand up and just saw like the feet of this like troll or leprechaun. And then he said that the dude just like took off, like he got scared and then took off. And I'm like, oh,
that's
really?
probably the best response.
This was right after he hit his head.
That's probably, you know what I mean. That could have been, but no, just to say it's like there's
what's that card you just won, Chris?
White people.
I'm joking. I'm talking shit. No, but no. What was Mikey about?
No, I was gonna say there's a reason I think a lot of those stories exist. I think there's. It's interesting to think whether or not, even if fairies are real or not, what is it that they were comparing what they saw to? Because people back in the day would call UFOs, a lot of different other shit. They didn't call them UFOs. They called them gods and stuff. So what do you think?
Yeah.
It's like...
Okay, actually, I think I have a better one that I just thought of that
Here
there
we
isn't
go.
really evidence of. The Loch Ness Monster.
Nelly?
Yeah.
Or underwater ally?
Yeah,
Nelly
yeah.
was the GM of the Mavericks. I believe you're speaking of Nessie.
Oh, yeah, Nessie. Nessie.
Yeah, Nessie.
Yeah.
You think the Loch Ness Monster?
Nessie was underwater ally.
You think he's real? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think...
I would say I was definitely convinced of the existence of Nessie after I watched that, what is it, a Disney
Napoleon
movie?
Dynamite?
That's
what I was quoting when I said
that. There's a movie called The Water Horse. I love watching that movie when I was younger. It's like a Disney movie.
Oh,
After
really?
that movie, I was convinced
See,
of
they're still
the
making good
existence.
Disney movies, Mikey.
No, this was back
debatable.
like 2000 something. It was like when I was little. So
How's it grown?
it's not a
Man.
newer Disney movie.
Yeah. Man,
A water
Disney.
horse, huh? I like the sound
Yeah,
of
the
that.
water horse.
I'd ride
Why
one
did
of those.
Disney have to go and fuck it up?
What if I'd ride a water horse? I think of like the sea cows, manatees. Maybe they're related. Who knows?
How do y'all feel about SeaWorld?
I hate SeaWorld.
Hey, look, anywhere that I know for a fact they might be mistreating the animals, I'm signing me up for that.
That's so fucked.
Be sick.
That's so fucked up. Yeah, no, for real though.
Why do you think I go to
Have you ever-
zoos?
Did y'all ever watch that? Did y'all ever watch that documentary on them? Like,
Oh, the
pulling
black,
that-
whatever it's called. It's like, yeah, the famous Killer Whale documentary. It's like,
Yeah.
the word black, I think, is
Tillicum
in
or
it.
something.
Yeah, my 7th grade English teacher made our class
On that dude underwater, and he was like toying with him. It's like he pretty much was drowning.
It's like, wait, what? We call them killer whales. Why is that even?
Yeah, he pretty much started like drowning somebody, like drowning the
That's
dude
good.
in front of people. And I thought that was pretty crazy. I'm like, wow, there's just people watching somebody potentially get drowned.
But I mean,
We're all
I feel
spectators.
like whenever you have such like an intelligent animal that has like the capability of like getting so frustrated from like a lack of like, stimulation and stuff.
Or being
that
understood,
Honestly,
even.
yeah, that's like just,
dolphins.
yeah.
Like dolphins are bigger brain, largest brain capacity of all mammals, even humans.
Did you hear? You know the
They enjoy
dolphin-
sex.
You ever heard of the dolphin-assisted births?
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
And dolphins grape things, and they know it that they're doing it.
See, that's
They're like an animal that has sex for pleasure.
Yeah, yeah.
The only other mammal that has sex for pleasure.
You know, like dolphins are like the otters of like the ocean. Like dolphins and otters. Otters look so cute, but it turns out that they're actually terrible creatures. Just like dolphins
panda bears.
They're both evil.
Like panda bears are aggressive and violent. They look so friendly.
Yeah, and they're big, stumbly, bumbly.
Nipples?
Drop bears, yeah.
Oh, hippos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
Chows.
crazy aggressive. Yeah.
Chows.
It's crazy. Like,
Anybody?
that's terrifying.
Oh, Chris, what was your card?
White people like, and then nobody handed me anything.
Okay, white people like.
Oh, we're waiting on you to finish the description, Chris.
No, it just says white.
That's my wife. My wife.
3 words. White people like.
Okay, I have one.
Look at that. I made her laugh. That's a wonderful thing. It makes me think of this one.
I don't think you. Oh.
Okay.
I wonder if I could guess it when he.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know anymore.
These yeah. All right, Stephanie. Question for you. What's your most controversial thing that you believe that nobody believes? Nobody in the world believes.
And
Not
you're not allowed to say vampires.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. I would say Paul McCartney is dead.
Oh yeah, the Beatles thing.
Oh, that he's not dead, or he is dead.
No,
and
that
it's a
he
fake?
is
not
dead,
dead.
and they basically found
It's
a
a plant.
look-alike with
Yeah.
a look-alike contest and
Oh, you talking about a
secretly
Gucci clone?
I saw that.
Talking about the
Yeah, there's a whole
Gucci
documentary
man.
on it. She showed it to me. It's a fun one.
Jamie,
If you haven't seen the, if you haven't
No,
seen
I'm
it,
glad
you
you
should
said
see
that
it.
because I've been seeing stuff about it recently, and I'm like, you know what? This seems like a rabbit hole worth
Mikey's looking
worth
for
wasting
sign
my
up
time
for to
on.
believe in.
Though. Like, it just doesn't make any sense how all of it adds up.
Mm-hmm. What about it to you was like the most like weird?
Collectively, we're gonna see how big we can get this bad boy.
I would say all the music lyrics and like the stories behind all the songs.
Many stories.
Like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band when he introduces himself as Billy Shears.
Yes, yeah.
If you- Billy Shears.
Oh.
Like in the song, you know,
Sex Live Dangerous.
he's. Let me introduce you to. You
I
don't
am
know.
not a Beatles fan.
Well, you don't have to be a fan to know the song, but.
Got scoreboard.
Yes, you do. I guess you do.
No, you don't. You don't have to be a fan of those songs, especially pop culture masses. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
Then sing it for me.
They're not on TikTok. The Beatles aren't on TikTok.
Well, what
Sgt.
Pepper's
Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
What the song you're talking about on that one, Stephanie?
The song I'm talking about?
She couldn't sing
I
it.
don't
She doesn't
remember.
know how it goes.
Oh,
She just
Stephanie.
knows information about it.
Chris.
She knows information about it, but she doesn't actually know the song.
Okay, she knows the song. That's like the people that when you wear a
nobody
band
here
shirt,
knows Sgt. Pepper's
it's like,
song.
yeah, how many? What's your favorite track?
I was
What's your favorite
singing
deep
it. I just know it because of some random BS. We're having fun now.
See, look, Stephanie, this is what Matthew goes through every week when we do the podcast. You have to Google it. Pull that shit up, Stephanie. Pull it up. Stephanie, hurry up, pull it up.
I already did.
Oh, what a good boy! Look at him.
He's crying.
Okay. So may I introduce to you the act you've known for all these years, Sgt. Pepper Lonely Club's Heart Band. And then he
I know
says,
that one.
Oh, and this okay.
"It's wonderful to be here. It's certainly a thrill. You're such a lovely audience. We'd like to take you home with us."
So there's a lyric in this song
the
that's
singer is going to sing a song, and he wants you all to sing along. So let me introduce you to the one and only Billy Shears.
and that right there is enough for you to believe that that's
okay.
Paul McCartney's.
Like I said, it's the songs, like all of the
I know
songs.
it's a
not
component
just-
of many things.
Yes,
I
it's
know.
just the
I know a
start
lot
of
of
it.
I know a lot of the
So
evidence he's
basically
talking
the
about,
story
even the
is
car wreck
that
and
the
all
guy-
this stuff.
The guy who replaced Paul McCartney, his real name was Billy Shears.
Okay.
And
There's a
so-
lot of stuff.
And
to
so,
it.
like, the second song is when he basically says, "I hope that I can, like, sing for you," or something. I'm trying to figure out what it said, but basically he was like, "Hopefully, like, I can sing this right for you." Like, saying, like, he's being replaced by someone else.
Yeah,
so
he hopes he
hopefully
does a
can,
good
like-
job as
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, basically,
Like, almost
within
like,
the song
hopefully
there.
there's not a difference.
Yeah. No, and I mean that's what I'm saying. I've heard, that's the thing about some of this shit. It's either that there's stuff to it, or there's certain people that have a really great way of like, almost like a magician sleight of hand shit. Like they have a really good way of taking their shit that's out there and making a story out of it, or making a theory from it.
Because just the basic idea of faith is what it really comes down to.
Yeah, so it's basically with a little help from my friends. What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I'll try not to sing out of key. But he'll get by with the little help with his friends.
Yeah.
So like the rest of the band, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of helps him get along.
No. Yeah, I mean, no, that's interesting.
No, Mikey, it's actually, there's a documentary about it that
Yeah,
pretty fascinating.
Like the whole thing behind I Am the Walrus was basically like he got into an accident in the rain and like they found him decapitated and they said that he looked like a walrus. And so that's why like his character is the walrus.
Oh, shit.
I am the walrus.
Have you the theories I really like, and Matt, I don't know if you have any that maybe you've heard of that you think maybe could be the most, because I'm sure you've heard of them, but exactly. But like the like movie, whether it's TV or just different movie genre crossover, like
Wizard of Oz things that happen in the background or something.
No, not stuff that happened in the background, but for instance, like they talk about. I can't remember what movie it is, but they're trying to say, like, in one movie, that, like, in one of the Adam Sandler movies, Ben Stiller's character, there's been theories about, like, that Ben Stiller's character in that was technically, like, he started off as somebody else earlier, like... Yeah, like...
The you're in my world now, Grandma.
Yeah, the old, like, at the nursing
You want to go to sleep? I'll put you to sleep.
You should look up the Carl Winslow theory.
Really?
Yeah, there's one.
Oh yeah, that was it. I think I saw that recently.
A character that's crossed over between different movies or shows.
No, but before Nakatomi Plaza, there was a movie or a show that he was in, or something. There was something prior to. There was something that actor was in prior to Die Hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was something where he shot somebody. Then in Die Hard, he tells the story. He's not actually married. They say all the reasons and like him knowing the twink. Egon, fucking Ghostbusters.
Okay.
It was from Ghostbusters. He was the
Okay.
cop in Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And Egon tells him about the fucking Twinkies and all the shit. That's
Okay.
in the Twinkies.
So it's like the writers
And
like
so he
actually
saw
connected the same character into another like
he saw
movie
some
or show.
Unbelievable shit. He saw some unbelievable shit in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Knew the fucking makeup of Twinkies
Yeah.
and stuff because of that exact scene.
Okay,
in
that's cool.
Ghostbusters.
I like that.
Changed
It's cool
coast
writing.
as far away from where it happened as he could. Thus, the scene in
Yeah.
what's it called?
Oh, that's cool. I
And
like
then
that.
Beyond that, there was him like after Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah.
It was like
He
played in something else where it went like beyond that to where ultimately it ended in Family Matters.
Yeah.
Which was a dream state.
Okay.
Family Matters was just him having a dream of like, if I could have just done it the way, like, idyllic.
This was like a David Lynch production.
No, so
I know. I'm just like liking it. No, I like it. It's
no,
cool.
so yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I didn't know if you had heard of any shit like that. Where
Oh,
it's like, or
no.
if you had any theories of like, or ones that you had heard of that you thought were the most plausible of like things like that. Where
Yeah, I know what
people
you're talking
have-
about, but I
people
haven't
have
like
looked at
really
it and
gone
been like,
into like knowing about any of them.
Okay.
I mean, there you go.
Be saying it.
Yeah, for what it's worth, like
Okay,
it's interesting, but it's not that interesting to me. That's like, I guess that's just the truth. Like, it's interesting, but not that. I just
white people be like.
No, not be like. Just.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not be like.
Doing the voice.
White people like. Blank.
White people like.
White people like using a condom.
Okay.
That's true. They do like that. White people like calling the cops on an innocent black man.
That checks out.
That does check out.
White people like being a woman.
That checks out too.
White people like genuine human connection.
That doesn't check out.
That's the winner.
That one?
The last one is
Which one?
Genuine human connection?
That's Matthews.
God, okay. I knew we were going to have to break this cycle.
Experience.
I knew we were going to have to break this cycle. As soon as like they liked each other's cards, I'm like, we're going to have to break their cycle of bullshit. Somebody's going to have to be funny or like get to one of their sense of humors outside of the other. Because it's otherwise one of them's just gonna win.
No, I don't do well in these games, honestly.
Yeah, but that's because you know Chris.
It doesn't matter. But Chris knows you, and you know Chris. So more than likely, Chris is gonna win this next one, and then you're gonna know Chris's humor and submit your card, and Chris is gonna say that yours is the funniest.
the funny thing is, I think the reality of it is like in not even trying to think what they would think is funny, just actually. Knowing each other your whole life and thinking the same things are funny.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But like,
yeah, it's the same result. It's the same outcome.
No.
Oh,
all right.
So there was fucking.
Wait, so condoms?
No, because
I told him to guess which one was mine.
Okay. I don't remember all of them.
Okay.
The using the condoms one was mine. I know.
Okay. Wait, so
mine was calling the cops on black.
Yeah,
oh gosh.
I don't really have good.
What was yours,
Yeah.
Being a woman.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well,
the woman's
I think that was the worst one, honestly.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't. It was just because it was.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, while we're here, I'm curious. It's Ciera's like the star of this now, I would say. What's the most interesting story or thing that you'd like to share at all?
Just like in general, like a general story.
Yeah, if it helps you to be specific, within the last 5 years, what's something you'd like to share that's happened? That you'd like to share, or do you want me to like ask you to share something you don't want to?
Truth or dare?
Okay, what's made you laugh the most ever that you can remember?
What's made me laugh the most ever that I can remember? That's kind of hard because I feel like I laugh at everything.
Okay.
So, it gets to a point where I just kind of.
It's fine. Yeah, you help me. You need specific questions.
Yeah.
I just don't want to ask the wrong ones because I don't want to touch a sore spot. So.
No, it's fine. Just ask it.
I know too much.
What celebrity do you like the least?
Oh, I know this one.
I thought
goodness,
you were
here we
gonna say
go.
the most.
I know the answer to this one.
Man,
I feel impressed.
fucking Sabrina Carpenter, dude. I can't stand her.
Wait, Sabrina,
I
help refresh
can't
my
stand her at
memory.
all.
Who is she?
If I ever see her on the street, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Why don't you like her? Are you just player hating?
Okay, you know what? I hope
Are you player hating, or is this like you hate her?
Okay, hold on.
Why you hate her?
Okay, so I hope that he never sees this. No, I don't even want to look at her.
Sabrina Carpenter that's her?
Yes, that's Sabrina. Okay, like let me explain. Okay, so I had this guy. I'm not gonna say his name because I just don't want to share his name.
John Doe.
But he was the love of my life. I loved him so much. And, he's like me. He's Mexican, but he had this, like, obsession with white girls, and he loved her so much. And, I'm not that. I'm not blonde with, like, blue eyes and stuff. So he would just go on and on about her. And I remember one time he told me, he was like, whenever I die, I want all of my stuff to go to Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, how you're very young. Was he a person?
No.
Is he older?
Yeah, he's older than me right now.
Like
he
when
just
he
turned
said
26.
this, so when he
but
said
like,
these
whenever
things,
we were
was he
together,
like
he was 24.
18?
No,
so
he was
a
24.
24-year-old man had.
That loves Sabrina Carpenter,
and he has like he's a functioning human in society.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. But like it just got to me, and like now whenever I hear her music, like when people bring her up, I can't stand to hear it.
That's
like,
that's a hardcore fan right there. I don't even know. I mean, I felt that way about Britney Spears when I was 14.
Honestly,
but...
I feel like I can't say too much because I'm the same way with like I don't know if y'all know who Peso Pluma is, but like I've had this one guy that I was dating get really insecure about the fact that I love Peso Pluma. Yeah.
He is. Yeah,
But like I love Peso Pluma.
with the mullet.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
I
you don't know
love
about-
him.
You don't know Ella Bella Sola?
Shout out to
Pez?
Peso. If he ever
Oh,
sees
look at
this.
him. He's like, how the fuck?
It's a popular like crossover
look at me.
song
He's like-
that was
he
like
was
a
like, wait,
Mexican
there's no
song that
fucking way Chris
people really love it.
I'm out of the loop on this then.
Yeah,
It's like Suavemente. Suavemente.
Okay.
You know, people
I just
loved
don't
it.
know
White
that
people
one, yeah.
were like, "Hey, more chips
Yeah,
and salsa."
yeah, they
You know,
embraced-
We
yeah,
fucked with it.
gotcha.
We
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
Same thing. We didn't need to
I
understand
missed
it.
that one.
You know, you don't have to understand it. If it sounds good, it's what people like.
I like how Stephanie already knew who I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Who do you like the most? What celebrity you fuck with the most? Do you think you'd get along with the most?
Peso Pluma.
Peso Pluma.
Can you the one that's in a white person's language? Who's your favorite white celebrity? I'm joking.
Honestly, like a white person that I think I would really like.
Yeah. They don't exist.
I mean, I don't really like hang out or like talk to white people. I just hang out with Mexicans and talk to Mexicans, listen to Mexican music, so I can't really.
Would you have guessed that?
You know what's funny though? Remember what happened
No.
last week?
I wouldn't have either.
I went to my dermatologist.
Oh man. Okay. I don't want.
No, that was interesting. He says because like whenever I was taking her somewhere the other day, I'm like, put on your favorite song, and it was cool. Like it wasn't any. It was like anything pop culture or white or mainstream. It was like some random, like some she played. It was cool. Some
You know,
Hispanic
actually,
artist.
okay, so I will say that song was by a group called Fuerza Regida, and they are pretty mainstream right now. So like they are like a mainstream group. But
Yeah,
I feel like to a typical white person, it's like, oh, like this is so different.
I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of that.
It was
shit,
good.
I
I
feel
really
like a lot
liked
of the, like I think it's cool, but I do like the fact that that's coming back, like for Hispanics or whatever, to actually like fucking music that's
We're
rapped
allowing
or
them to
sang
like
and
music
sang
now.
and like his like Mexican like or Hispanic shit we can't you know what I mean?
I love it. No, I
because
do love it.
everything like for a while, like I feel like when we were growing up, that shit that shit wasn't popular. It's like you almost feel like you were ostracized. It's like people wanted to stay away from that. Like there was a lot of Mexican dudes I knew that were like, I don't fucking speak Spanish. This guy was trying to speak Spanish to me. I don't like.
Yeah.
They wanted to separate themselves from like speaking Spanish and shit like that and listening to Spanish speaking.
They're getting with
music.
the times.
It's like no. I mean, I think.
Well,
it's,
I mean, it's society progressing. Is like my take on it.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I just think it's interesting.
It's cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool to live through a transition of seeing that from going from that state to actually seeing culture and society become more accepting.
Because now it's like you're getting a lot of these like
because over
like
time
group,
it's
Grupo Firme. Like I know about them.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking blowing up and stuff. And Grupo Firme is like a big ass like fucking Tejano group. And it's like I remember like Tejano shit was always like looked at like, oh no, that's real like Mexican shit. I don't really listen to that.
Yeah.
But now it's cool that that type of shit is mainstream, and they've also mixed it with like rap and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone else. I need to take a quick break.
All right,
I
go bathroom.
Yeah, I got. Y'all can keep going. Would y'all?
Just
Does anyone else need? I know y'all keep going. I just don't know if I'm the only one.
I mean, I feel like a break would, be fine. I can take a break.
All right, cool.
Pause it.
We are back,
and we're back.
Man,
it's storming out there. We at least have a little bit of rain, but we're finally getting some.
Yeah, it's
finally
nice.
happening. It's not just a lightning show.
It's very nice, and we made some cheese sticks in the air fryer, which the air fryer. I'll say this right now. It's a device that I'm a deep fryer. I'm a deep fry man, and I'm always a good deep fry man. Always going to be, but the air fryers are quite freaking efficient, and they do a pretty good job.
They really.
I have to respect them.
They're healthier.
I mean, what? Soaking something in a vat of boiling grease isn't healthy? Interesting. All right. Well, we're back here.
Sounds like fake news.
So while Ciera's eating these mozzarella sticks,
okay, by all means.
I would like to share something that happened last week.
By all means, I was about to ask you, would you like to
me
share something that happened last week?
Dermatologist appointment. And of course, this is the first time I've ever been to this office, this clinic, met this doctor. So this guy comes in, very nice looking white man.
I like the sound of this.
And,
I like where this is going.
We have the whole appointment and everything. He's like, okay, you're good to go. He walks out, closes the door, and then Ciera
How do we tell her that she's Mexican?
So
why is my skin dark?
Ciera says, I don't really like white guys, but that man was a very nice man to look at. And as soon as we walk out, he's literally like back faced from us, like 2 feet from the door.
Okay,
as we're walking out of
like
this
still
room.
in the room.
And it's
All
like,
right.
it was just funny.
No,
because we like awkwardly, silently walked away, like walked right past him, and like.
Yeah.
She even said she like made eye contact with like the nurse or the like physician assistant or something, and like how she kind of smirked at her.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's just funny. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's
why was that? No, I'm joking. And again, you can answer and I answer, whatever. But you mentioned, so what's the largest gap in years that you've had with somebody that you said something earlier tonight, and that's what I'm asking, like when you're talking about he was 24 whatever, and I know, and that's fine. I'm just curious what the largest gap in years is someone that you've dated in or talked to.
Okay, you know what, I'll be honest, the biggest gap so far has been 25 years.
And this was at what age?
20.
Okay.
Well, at least it's legal.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Other than that, hey,
it's interesting. Did you ever date a guy that you put him in a bad situation just by even talking to him?
What do you mean? How?
Were you ever underage, but you like approached and like you're cool with dating an older guy, but you know that like, man, this is a risk for him?
Be saying you.
No.
No, I've never.
That's
done
good.
That.
No, yeah. I didn't think so. This is, it's an interesting thing. Okay. I really like this piercing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you call that? It's at the top of her nose.
It's called a bridge piercing.
Bridge piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And like how long ago did you get that? And like at what point did you know you wanted to get that?
I've had it for 2 years. And so basically I was wanting to get a facial piercing that I knew wasn't very common, and one that, my friends didn't have. Because I have a friend that's known for, like, her lip piercings, one that's known for, like, a septum piercing. But there's never been anybody, I guess, in my friend groups, like, brave enough to get, something that
I've never
stands out
seen
more.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have, like, in a photo with someone, but not, like, somebody out and about. I did a similar thing whenever I graduated high school. I got my lip pierced right here, because I went almost the same idea that I feel like you had. You want to get a piercing and be unique, But yeah, that's interesting.
Thank you.
So I'm curious. You have to do this, and it's easy. But I want you any question you want. I want you to come up with a question to ask each of us.
Actually, I have one for Chris.
Okay, we'll start with him, but you have to do each of us.
Okay, so one question I wanted to ask you was, at what age did you start referring to women generally as broads?
Get to the mic so the viewers can hear the response, and so nobody gets it twisted.
It would have probably been at some
Like,
point.
when did we meet?
Probably my late 20s, early 30s. Like, it's like, it's not necessarily it's a step shy of bitches. But,
but it's not that word.
Bitches.
Like, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like,
It's from a bygone era.
yeah, it is kind of one of those things where it's just like it kind of throws people for a loop when you say it. It's like, what are you broads up to? It's like, what the fuck is a broad? And honestly, like,
what is a broad?
I think one of the only other people in my life that I've ever heard refer to women as broads is Brooklyn Montgomery. Fucking Brooke. Brooke
Shout out
used to
Brooke.
call, like,
Good
she
friend.
used to call...
Yeah, my sister's best
like,
friends growing up.
women broads.
Yeah.
Yeah. That girl actually...
Yeah, I hope she's
She's
doing
alive,
okay.
right?
Actually, yeah, she
Yeah.
kissed...
Shout
she
out.
kissed
Liver,
death
kidney?
on the cheek and lived
Yeah.
to tell about it. But,
Shout out,
yeah,
Brooke.
no,
Hope
she
you're doing
used to
good,
Yeah.
bro.
always-
That's awesome.
Yeah, she would call women broads.
Yeah.
And so it was like one of those things where it was like, you watch old movies and shit, and you're like, oh, these broads, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, people will take it as derogatory.
Yeah, for me, it's like a friendly, fun word. I
10
never
years
have
ago.
thought of it as derogatory
It's
ever.
like, but
So
it's
about
also,
4
too, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those words where it's like,
Why'd you ask?
Well, I
Because
mean,
the first time I
literally,
met him-
yeah, the first time I met him, he called me a broad. So, I was, both of us broads. But like, I was just
There's
like,
more
oh,
depth to that though, because
Yeah.
they were in the same room, and he was walking in there, and he literally thought it was her sister.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Either
a
my
person-
sister or
I thought you were a
Savannah.
person I had already met before.
Yes, and there's
because
history.
Your back was towards the door, so I walked in the room and
Yeah.
I saw Stephanie.
Is there any left?
And then
There's
I saw
a couple
your
there
back,
too.
And I
Here,
thought you were
take
Sarah.
them now if you want them.
So I was like,
Thank you.
oh, hey, what are you broads up to? And then you
Yeah.
turned around and you were like, oh, and I was like,
That's good stuff.
the
Who are
question stands.
Yeah.
Like, the question did not go away.
The funny thing
What
is,
are
I'm
you
curious.
broads
I'm
up
curious.
to?
Like, if you want to go in and
I'm
you
still
see a couple
curious.
women there, what's the easy? What's the thing? Would you say, hey, what are you girls up to?
But
I
it's
mean,
also better than saying, "What are you bitches up to?"
Had you
Not
ever,
really. Well, no.
Had
Okay.
you ever heard it before?
If it was
Oh, so-
anyone else,
so
that,
she'd
like,
never
you
even heard
knew,
broads
it would
like
be
that
a fine
before.
question to
That's
ask.
interesting.
Because obviously, I wouldn't second guess you on asking me that kind of question. But for somebody who's like doesn't know who you are,
She didn't even
it's,
know like the
way
broads.
worse.
She's like, you just
But that's
opened
the
her up.
beauty
She
of it.
learned about
Yes,
broads.
no,
There's
that is
classic
right.
movies and things. There's just like, yeah,
That's why I found it funny
The
when
shock value of it is.
yeah.
half
It's a
of
good
the
question.
humor in it.
it was just funny when Ciera came to me and she was like, "So, why did he call me a broad?"
And he's like, no, bitch. He called
And I'm like,
Exactly. All right. So,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Next, you have to ask. You know, you can go in anywhere you want.
Oh, hang on. ChatGPT and all this is giving me. Apparently, broads have negative connotations.
Okay.
Jail. Straight to jail. Oh my
Smoking
God.
in the room,
Negative
straight to
connotations.
jail.
Outdated usage.
You're in my world right now. You can't do that.
Hang on, Chris. Hold
Actually,
on.
this
Hang
is
on.
the pugs
No.
world. This is the pugs world.
And the
Hold
potato
on.
is cool with it.
No, hold on. No.
She doesn't
we're gonna-
look like
Chris
it.
is going to re-education camp. Alternative terms. Instead of using broad, it is more respectful and appropriate to use the term women or girls.
What are you women up to? That would sound creepier. That would sound creepy. If Chris walked in there and said, "Hey, what are you women up
Yes.
to?" That would be weird. That would be so weird.
That would come across as so creepy.
Yes.
What's your question?
What is a woman?
That's funny. I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Them being like, I just love that AI is like, it's fucking sweating probably. It's like, safe response. Call them girls or
I got
ladies.
AI to casually cuss with like talking to me last night. Casually cussed when I was like,
Casually meaning the word damn.
"Damn," but still, it just said, "Man, sounds like a
Didn't
damn
yours
good
call
situation."
You bro? Didn't yours?
Damn.
I said I was talking.
So I forgot to mention this, Matthew, but when I was using ChatGPT, they referred to me as bro.
That's a term of endearment.
Like after a
amongst
medical
men.
question, I think it was after like a medical question or a conversation about medical
Yeah.
stuff, and like
When you signed in
referred
and
to
created,
me-
did you create an account?
Yes,
Like,
I did.
And it knows you're a woman.
yes, I did.
No. Chris raising his
I would
hand.
hope so,
say that's,
because they know that I have a
That's a
daughter.
hallucination and a fuck up
Yes.
on the part of AI.
Yeah.
I thought they were just trying to be cool, like they were trying.
No,
to
they
be cool,
were,
you
but
know?
they messed up by not doing the female. Replace that with the female version of it. Yes, they didn't say broad.
As somebody, so you're Cierra, you're young, you're 20 years old, and you're growing up a part of the generation where what gen is she?
I don't even
She's
know.
not-
Z.
Z. Okay, you're Gen Z.
Azizer.
Azizer. How do you feel about
Gen Z's are.
a lot of the mainstream like stuff that's how do you feel about like yourself and culture? Like what do you feel like the mainstream is versus yourself? How do you line up? Do you agree with it?
I mean, I would say that there's some like mainstream ideals that I don't like really agree with. But I mean, overall, I feel like I align with most of what were some of what my generation like might believe in, but like I don't think that I really look like, you know, people's like idea of what people of my generation look like. I don't know how to explain, but
Yeah, no, I think I hear. I think maybe an example of that is just like whenever I asked you to play a song that was your favorite, and I was very. It was not what I expected to hear, as far you know. But yeah.
Oh, there's none left.
That damn.
Oh, they're gone?
Yeah.
Damn.
They're quick.
There it is.
So yeah. No, oh no, she's a germaphobe of the highest degree. She's a germaphobe. It's crazy. Yeah. So no, yeah. Who's the next question for?
Bear is not a germaphobe, by the way.
No,
Bear
he's
is
not.
like-
No, he's not.
No.
So I was gonna ask you, what is it? When did you get involved with crypto? Right, I heard a little bit.
That's a good
from
question.
Steph,
When?
that that's
Oh
kind of-
snap!
Or like,
My
you know,
first-
how did you get like introduced to it, or what made you want to be like, oh, I want to get into this? Like,
It was 2017.
Mhm.
So that was in, and so it's 2017. I'd heard of, actually getting I mean I'd heard about it back after Bitcoin came out in 2008 after the subprime market crash. Satoshi Nakamoto. It is. I don't know if you know the history of Bitcoin. Probably not. Maybe not. It's actually quite fascinating. So there's a huge housing market crash happened in 2008. In an anonymous white paper was released, anonymous document that outlined the idea for basically Bitcoin as a financial instrument that was against financial institutions, and they couldn't find a way to whatever people money. So in 2017, it was I was literally at that I was listening to a radio show. And I knew about Bitcoin. They were just casually talking about it, and I was just like, oh yeah, I've thought about messing around with crypto. And I just at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look into it and start messing around with it. And that was 2017, and yeah. And then many things I get into, I get really into them. And but it was it's 2017, and I know, I mean. Yeah, and I know a lot about it. I don't know if there's things you want to know, but it was 2017. It was casually driving to work, and I remember it was in the morning radio show, and I remember Junior Miller mentioned something about the value of Bitcoin. I'm like, oh yeah, and from there it just kind of opened the door to me really getting into it. To where I don't know if you know, I even made a cryptocurrency for our podcast called Memecoin.
oh wow, yeah, no, I didn't
That's
know
us.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get that meme coin, man.
Yeah. So there's an actual Mikey and me coin.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's that's how. If there's any specific thing about it, or you're just curious about it in general.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
In general.
So yeah, I guess if you have other questions, you can ask me. I know too much about it.
Okay, and then for you, I have a kind of hypothetical question.
Hypothetical.
I like that.
I mean, it's a very simple question.
Yeah.
If you could change your birthday to any other day, what day would you choose and why?
October 31st, because it's my favorite holiday. I fucking love Halloween.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I was kind of looking for someone that would have been February 29th, a leap year birthday. I was hoping you would have answered with something like that. But
that's an interesting thing to say. Well, you didn't have any hopes for my answer. Why would you impose hoping on him like that?
Yeah, no, that's my birthday. Yeah, it's a good question.
You weren't prepared for him to have an answer immediately like that, huh?
I mean, I was, but I was just hoping that
it wasn't dense enough.
He let you down?
It wasn't meaningful enough and esoteric and deep enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah, it needed to be more deep and dense, not like something that I have a childhood memory attachment to, and like something that has deep sentimental.
So you have a construct,
meaning.
kind of an idea of what you hoped his answer would be.
I think Bear wants to go in your lap.
I think you might want to do more than that in my lap. I'm worried.
Yeah, Bear's gonna hump your leg. Bear's gonna hump your leg.
Boy,
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We're having fun. I'm done.
Jiminy Glick.
What about this one?
Okay, so what? Oh, okay. So my question for you is also like a hypothetical type question. So if you could go back to any point in your life and change any event that happened, like big or small, without it affecting the outcome of your life, like what would you want to change? It could be something like, oh, getting donuts instead of like, I don't know, muffins on like March 31st, like 2007 or something, but
this is a tough one. I would say, like, having any kind of conversation with Dad before I saw him last, before like the whole COVID thing happened, because obviously like there was a time when COVID happened and like they had us like all on lockdown. Like if you didn't have like an
whenever he was in the hospital,
job,
you mean?
Yeah, because like they told us like,
yeah,
okay,
you
stay
couldn't
home.
even visit him.
And so I basically was like, well, I'm gonna do the right thing and I'm gonna like basically stay at the little house.
Yeah.
And like not be around them, so
everybody
that I wouldn't
quarantined
take the chance
themselves
on like getting anyone sick.
Yeah, it was a
and
messed
so then
up
he
BS
obviously
situation.
he got sick and went to the hospital, and that's when they were like, oh, you know, he has to be by himself, like you can't, no one can stay with him. So the last conversation I like remember having was like, hey Dad, you know, whenever you're gone, like I'd like to have your wallet. Like that's one thing that I want to like have from you, which was a weird thing for me to even say because like I never really talk like that.
Yeah, because
like,
deep down you wanted the truck.
Well, technically I have the truck.
Okay, there we go.
But no, that was like the last conversation like that I remember having with him in person. So I would say like actually having more time with him before.
I think she was looking for something fun. I'm joking. That's terrible. I'm joking.
No, but I mean, it's like, that's what I would choose.
It's a good answer.
yeah, that's a real answer. That's what I wanted.
It wasn't getting donuts on a random day?
Yeah. No, I know she appreciated that one.
So you set her up. No, I like it. That's awesome. Well, it's getting kind of late, right? We normally do this thing like we end with recommendations of the week where each of us literally recommend anything at all. And so I guess if someone wants to start, so you can see, be like, yeah, what's your rec for the week?
Recommendation of the week. Let's see. I was about to go to one I feel like I've already said before, and I don't want to say.
You don't want to piggyback on yourself.
No.
Do you already have one?
The thing I feel like we've done so many episodes that it's getting hard to make sure we don't piggyback.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, I have one of them.
Go
we can
ahead.
circle back to you.
Yeah, awesome.
All
Yeah,
right,
let's
so
circle back.
I would
I love
recommend
that
to
word.
anybody. I would recommend to anybody, if y'all want to have a dessert, y'all should eat a blueberry buttermilk pie because I made 2 more of those, like yesterday, and they were.
And you brought them?
There's some.
No, my family ate them. Okay, so funny story. Hold on. Okay, so kind of funny story. So I have this great aunt, right, who just turned 90, and so she was having
That's pretty old.
Yes, she was having a birthday party today. So me and Stephanie, like, I asked Stephanie, I was like, hey, like, what do I bring to a birthday party for a 90-year-old woman? And we were going back and forth, and I was like, you know what? I'll just bring her, like...
Something that you fucked up, I'll tell you that, because they'll tell you, they'll be like, it's good, but it's not much sugar in that.
Yeah. So like, we were going back and... So we were going back and forth, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna like make her like one of those pies that we made because they turned out really good. And so I told my family, I was like, yeah, I'm making this pie for our aunt. And they're like, oh, okay, well we want one too. And I was like, okay, I'll make 2 of them. So I made 2, and basically it was gonna be a surprise birthday party for my great aunt. But she ended up getting sick with pneumonia, so we canceled the birthday party today.
That happens when you get old.
And then it was kind of funny because my family, we were. Okay,
Whoa,
no,
okay.
hold on. It's not
Didn't
that.
expect to that
no,
part.
no, it's
There's
not
a
that.
twist.
No, it's not that part that was funny. But, like my family, like we were eating one pie. Like I told them, I was like, hey, like this pie is for us. This pie is for her. Don't touch this one pie. And so my family was like, it's canceled. Well, that sucks. They're like, but anyway, we can eat both pies now, so that's nice.
Yeah, they're trying to just get that pie.
Yeah, so both pies are gone already. We ate both pies.
Well, hopefully Great Aunt lives to taste one of your pies.
Yeah, I really hope so. It would be really upsetting if she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be.
My recommendation of the week: quit trying to get to the front row and just enjoy your spot. Enjoy where you're at. Quit trying to, everybody's in the, a lot of us are in the rat race and don't realize it. And there's no point in, you're living in the good old days. This is it. So just, stop trying to get to a place where you think everything's going to be better and it's all going to be blue skies and sunshine, because, that doesn't happen.
So, my recommendation, which might have been a recommendation in the past, I don't know for sure.
You're
but
open
it
to
could
anything,
be,
as long as you haven't done before.
Every day, once a day, give yourself a little present.
I love it. That's the first time I love it.
I'm pretty sure I've said it before.
No, you haven't.
Or in Parks and Rec's term, treat yourself.
Matthew's never said that. That's awesome.
Treat
I love that's a
treat
sell.
yourself.
No, the thing is, I
2025.
hope I have, because that's my wife. That's how I know we're for each other.
I don't think you ever have.
Yes, I have never done.
What a quote.
Yes.
What a quote. Because the thing is that if we were to repeat ourselves, the room would implode.
Yeah.
So if we would already said it, you know what I mean? If we piggyback ourselves, the room would just.
Yeah.
So no, we've never said that before. What's yours? I love silences. This right now reminds me of the Pulp Fiction line where it's like where they talk about
some kind of
they talk about the
sneaky reference to a wife.
No, there's no wife in this.
Sarcastic.
There's no wife in this. This is serious.
Okay. We're
That's
getting some serious information.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a way to say it.
The seriousness of it.
It's more existential and individual than that.
There's much more gravity to this.
Yeah. There's always
an excuse to not wash your hands.
Yeah. Be open to fully learning about yourself in a way to where you're accepting you are who you are regardless of anything, but like that society might think of things like might have labels on how they do things, and not sounding sexual or anything weird like that, but just like everyone's unique, and labels on things and understanding scientifically of things don't really matter, but be open to learning and accepting just categorically the genetics of who you are.
Well, it's like kind of like Einstein's quote about everybody's a genius in their own right.
Yeah.
But if you judge a fish by his ability to climb a tree, he'll live his whole life thinking he's a failure.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Be you. Stop trying to conform to everybody else's shit or to try and fit it, be a round peg in a square hole or whatever.
Yeah. You take it many ways.
Just like,
I
love it. Yeah. That's great. Well, there's only one thing to say.
Did Chris do one?
Oh.
Chris,
I did.
Oh, you yeah.
No, I don't have anything.
About to be like, man.
Just say.
But you have to have one.
I don't know.
It could be
I just
anything.
really don't
Simple.
have anything.
That's it.
Yeah, sometimes
If you don't,
If you don't have something to bring, then don't bring anything at all.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to.
Don't force situations.
I think I've said don't force it before, so we're just whenever you don't have one, we're just gonna say
Moment of
force
silence.
Don't force it.
No, we'll just say.
We'll
just say.
Beijing.
Beijing.
Beijing.